Welcome to the verdict room. Pull up a seat. We're seeking the truth. Dropping in week after week. Yeah. Last 24, lay it out on the table. True crime experts peeling back every angle. Looking for answers, real exact. Pin the timeline, track by track. Bronx telling tales, she keeps us in line. Every little detail, every tiny sign. They break it all down at Dago's Cafe. Coffee on the counter, new case, same day. Welcome to the verdict room, where we're seeking the truth, no spin. Bringing you the facts so raw, let the evidence speak again. Exposing all the secrets, looking for the lies in the cracks. They throw revelations at your feet till the gavel comes down on the facts. Hey! Typically unique, but the method is clean. Red string on the board, map out every scene. Replay the last call, rewind the last text. If it don't add up, they on to what's next. Side eyes, alibis, tear them apart. Trail through the dark with a flashlight heart. Bronx on the story, keeping pace on the track. Every minute, every motive, never holding it back. Welcome to the verdict room, where we're seeking the truth, no spin. Bringing you the facts so raw, let the evidence speak again. Exposing all the secrets, looking for the lies in the cracks. They throw revelations at your feet till the gavel comes down on the facts. Week after week, you know the seat's still warm. Cold case heat brewing up in the storm. From the Bronx to the booth, they connect every clue. When the hammer hits the wood, you know the verdict is you. Welcome to the verdict room, where we're seeking the truth, no spin. Bringing you the facts so raw, let the evidence speak again. Exposing all the secrets, looking for the lies in the cracks. They drop the gavel one last time and the truth keeps pulling you back. Yeah.
All right.
What's up, friends?
What's up, everybody?
What
Your
happened?
dear
What's
friend
happening?
Pavarotti
What's
here
Yay.
with the revealing.
Yes, the review.
And we're here to discuss the Idaho 4 case.
Right.
Get
Yes.
your
And
hats
hold on to your pants.
glasses. We have the
Welcome,
Mr.
everybody.
Pavarotti.
Holy smokes, this is rough.
Gotta show respect. Gotta
Yeah.
show respect.
I can't see you.
So, what time are we supposed to leave?
Yeah.
What?
We all look like we're going to a
We're going on a
concert.
hit.
He pulls this off the right way, though. We don't look right. He looks perfect when he does it.
Yeah,
You know
we
what I
all
mean?
mean?
looked a little weird.
Exactly.
good.
He knows how to do it the right way. That's the difference.
Weird
But
and stunning.
oh, ladies and gents, I hope you guys
It's
had
the
a great
pop
week this week.
switch.
It is. We flipped the pop switch. That's
Pop
right.
switch.
You guys had a good week?
Mm.
Yes. How about you?
Yeah, best week I could.
Hmm.
Well, considering, yes, I did.
Good.
Yes, I did, and I've been looking forward to this since the last show we had. I've been looking forward to this since I talked to the man, and he agreed to do this. So yeah. I couldn't wait for this one. So welcome everybody in the chat. Thank you as always for joining us. I know all you guys are excited as well. From typically unique. Bronx Tales True Crime, the last 24, myself, the True Crime Cafe. We are super excited to be able to welcome Mr. Pavarotti himself, Jay Embry, joining us tonight to break down this insanely insane case. The only way I can put it.
Frustrating.
Yes. So, with that being said, I think it's time to check and see, is our guest here? Let me see here. Oh, shit. Popo's knocking at the door again.
He's at the door.
Yes, he is. And there he is. Welcome, sir. How are you?
How's everybody doing?
Good,
We are
you?
doing good.
Everybody on the panel right now is blind as a bat.
You are not lying.
Yeah, buddy. We flipped the script here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all,
flip the
Yeah.
y'all
off
can
switch.
see absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Zero.
Yeah. dark screens are interesting.
And we don't, like I said, I don't know if you heard us, but we can't pull this off like you do. That's the difference.
Well, I had to represent my Red Sox today because we won 11 in a row and we're back.
Oh, that's
so.
what's up.
Hell yeah. There you
Ah.
go. There you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
We said we would all do it and you would not have it on.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
Oh, shoot.
We're
Yeah.
not keeping it on though.
Yeah, these glasses, these are
Uh,
riding glasses. You can't see shit out of these. So
Yep.
I don't
Anyway.
know what came in the mail, buddy.
I've developed the ability to be able to actually see a little bit through mine over time, as long as I don't have to look at anything, like writing or anything.
yeah, anything fine, right? I get you.
Do you
That's
wear-
rough.
Do you wear prescription glasses?
No, just my eyes were perfect until about a year and a half ago when I started really working
YouTube?
on this true crime stuff, and
I
bam,
feel
like
ya.
overnight, they just my close-up vision just went away, like overnight.
That's what happened to me. Same damn
Yep.
thing. I'm in bifocals now. Crazy.
Yep.
They do
Yeah.
sell these glasses though. My son introduced me to them. They look clear, but there's something that in them that blocks the blue rays from the computer from messing
Oh,
with your
yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
And you can wear them when you're on the computer. They have them at the dollar store, I guess, and they definitely help. So
But whenever
Save
I'm
your
on the
eyes.
computer, if I don't have on reading glasses, I'm done.
yeah, I have 2 or 3 different kinds because this prescription is no longer any good because they've gotten worse. So I have to go up to the dollar store and buy those stupid readers and change my prescription for myself. One of them deals. So yeah,
Well, I've got probably 8 different pairs laying here because they grow legs every day. I have to go hunt them down. So
yep, same thing. I get it. I got it. So again, welcome, sir. I hope you had a great week. All this crazy stuff coming out. I know you've been breaking it down, doing your thing the way you do, as
Mhm.
appreciated by all of us. Is it? Other than that, have you had any, real quick, I wanted to ask you too, because I'm not 100% sure where you're located, but have you had any problems with this smoke from these Canada wildfires?
I don't know. I'm much further down south, so I don't have
Okay.
any. No, I hope there's no wildfires around here. But normally we don't have any problems with that. But I am in the deep mountains. I just don't have any wildfires for some reason. We get a lot of rain though.
Yeah.
It seems like they've
yeah.
dissipated in the south for sure. I know Florida, like we would have wildfires every year.
Right.
And they would give out fines for people, throwing cigarette butts out the windows. They literally
Good.
would.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that went away. Oh no.
Good stuff. All right.
People see you throw a cigarette butt out and then call you in.
Yeah, it's like the calling in DUIs with FHP.
Yeah.
They give rewards for that.
They do it around
Yep.
here too.
They gave rewards for that in Nazi Germany too.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
Anytime you turn somebody in, I think you got rewarded.
Oh yeah.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
Sounds like
Mhm.
Moscow, Idaho, huh?
Yep.
Yes. I was just getting ready to say that. Yes, absolutely. Welcome everybody in the chat. Like I said, from all 3 channels. Thank you to the moderators for joining us tonight for this. I know you guys have all been very, very much anticipating this, as we all have, and we're grateful that you're all here. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, sir.
So we have, I think, plenty to talk about on many different aspects, of course, with the Idaho 4 case. Can you imagine, I think I said this once before, if any of us got together and talked about a different case, what that would be like? I can't imagine what that would be like. It would be so weird. I mean, we've all covered different cases, but together, though, it'd be strange, I think. But either way.
Probably have to get a new hard drive.
Yeah, right. You ain't lying. So, what do you got going on since you are our guest, Mr. Pavarotti? What are your thoughts first and foremost out of the gate with any of the new information that has been dropped within these documents?
Well, I think all the documents that have been released this last time are the ones that we've been waiting on forever.
Yeah.
And I think it gives us the most insight into the case that we've had to this date. The first thing, and I know I just covered this in a video, but one thing that I've been wondering on and speculating about, and I know a lot of us have forever, is how did the FBI double the size of the profile when they got it from Othram? Well, in the new release, Leah Larkin goes through and explains it, and that's the whole bombshell and everything, I think, because the FBI used what's called bioinformatics.
Yeah.
And that's an AI algorithm that takes the SNP profile and implies the rest of the information. And that's why they tore up everything, because they didn't want anybody to know they use bioinformatics, because once you do that, then you have all of the health privacy stuff that is actually in that type of profile. And then she also said that Othram's original SNP wasn't a whole genome sequence. It was actually a microarray, which is something else that has private health information in it. Mm-hmm. And that's why in the closed hearing, both sides were going down the route of the health privacy, and I never could figure out why they were doing that.
Exactly.
And that's the reason, because it was the type of profiles that they used. But not only that, those are the type of profiles that they used to upload the other databases they weren't supposed to go into. Mm-hmm. And that was the telltale thing, because those databases required a different type of profile to be uploaded that has all your protected health information.
Why did I say that they use early stage of AI to push some of this?
It's absolute. Bioinformatics is a purely AI algorithm program. But and my other thing is, I'm pretty sure that when you bring in endogamy into it, mm-hmm. that's where everything may have gone off on Koberger, because Italians are known endogamous of endogamous heritage. Ever how you say it?
Yeah.
Which means they intermarry, which means they have more shared markers than, say, a different type of population.
Hey, second cousins, second cousins.
Exactly.
Uncle, daddy. It does exist.
They're like down here in the South, we have endogamous, relationships, but it's in a different context. It's not.
Right.
Yeah, because it's believed. I learned this when I was a child. Everybody knows I'm Italian. Mm-hmm. That the Italians did it a lot because they wanted to keep their bloodlines as pure as possible. Mm-hmm. In turn,
absolutely.
I'm not justifying this, but they weren't marrying their brothers and sisters, but it was like, way off the different.
Yep.
So I guess the Appalachia area felt they had to be pure.
Yeah. Yeah, the Appalachians are hoping that they don't do any investigative genetic genealogy, because they can just pick a cousin and just say he did it.
Yeah,
they'll all be the same.
So
absolutely.
I hear you say that they took like the wrong type of DNA, and it wasn't complete DNA, and they upload it, the wrong DNA, they upload it. How are they going to get accurate? Like identify the right person from that if it's the wrong type of data? Like how can they even justify
well, it's not necessarily the wrong type of data, it's the right type of data, but it's implied data. And when they do it, it adds a lot of information in there that's protected by HIPAA laws. So it's not necessarily that they did something wrong, it's they did something right. It's protected by HIPAA laws, and they can't do that.
Right.
And it's going to come back. It'll come back in the end to bite them if Ray is correct, because he laid out the entire process. And I've been through it for the last 5 days, going through all the laws, and it's cut and dry. It's not like an opinion. I mean, it's cut and dry. If they file Garza, now it's all contingent on were the defense team smart enough to get Koberger to write them a letter and say, I want to appeal during the 42-day window. And they didn't appeal, because that guarantees your Garza. Mm-hmm. So, and they, I'm sure, would have known that, and they would have had him do it. So it seems to me like the most logical way to guarantee an overturning of an appeal.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
It absolutely does.
All
Is
about
a
this
request
timing.
like that from Brian a private communication between him and his attorneys?
Yep. They would just have to have that request in writing in some way to be able to prove that Koberger told them to appeal and they didn't. And that's the whole point of Garza.
Well,
Very interesting. Good point. Which I think we can all agree at this point. I know we talked about it just for a second. And we're going to get into the rest of it, I'm sure, the other stuff. But I think for those of you that saw the Cy Ray interview, I'm pretty sure we can all agree that Cy brought that to the table. That I've said this before, that I believe that Cy has a very close working relationship with Ann Taylor. The man, like Paul puts it best when he said it to us, that he basically told us that it's
I think
coming.
they all do. You know,
It's coming.
and like some people were barking. They were like, "Oh, is Ann Taylor going to come out and bark about what Cy said?" And she ain't.
Nope.
She had to do what she did before for a reason. It's everything's timing, in my opinion. I'm gonna leave it at that.
The timing with all of this is just slot by slot. It's fallen into place perfectly. We have the new Netflix special dropping, which we were told about behind the scenes privately, and I almost didn't believe it until it dropped. Chris Whitcomb told us, and during the interviews behind the scenes, "Yep, there's this coming and that coming, boom, boom, boom," and here it is. So that was coming, and that was proven to be correct at this point now. And now, like I said, I just said this earlier too. Every time something drops like this, there's something big that follows it almost every damn time. So there's a lot dropping. The timing is of essence, I think, at this point with all of this now. So
Seems
I
like the
believe
plans die too awfully fast.
Yeah.
Do you believe that all three of those experts, whatever, well, Cy, Turvey, and Whitcomb played different roles by them coming out? Like, do you think it was purposeful and they had like different plans of attack or something?
No, I believe that Turvey was disgruntled. I believe he gave Whitcomb the information to write the book. And then when the book came out and Ann Taylor and team put out that
statement,
cease and desist, saying he didn't have any credibility, I think he got butthurt.
Yes, sir.
And then he went on the attack. And I think all that Cy Ray was doing was pointing out things that he said that weren't credible. So I believe, and Cy Ray, if you listen really close to the way he talked, I mean, I think he's very aligned with Ann Taylor and the team.
Yeah.
I mean, he even went so far as to say Ann Taylor is playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers at this point. Not like back then, but he's saying it in present tense context.
He did.
I fully agree with that.
I think it's one of those ones you could listen to 10 times, and every one of those you would pull something different.
Yep.
I was just going to say, what was one thing, if you can pick one out, that Cy Ray said that either got you pissed off or you were surprised he said it? Is there one thing you can pick out?
Well, not really, because I think the things that he was saying, he was really saying because he kind of has to with his role as law enforcement. I mean, he was completely contradicting his own report.
Yes.
And I mean, I just went through and did a video that took me 4 days. I worked real hard on the 33 or the 23 trips. Yeah. And every little thing that he put in there went totally against what he was saying during the interview. And then when Ron started reading it to him, Cy Ray, he turned beet red, started wiping his, I put that in the video that I just did, but he was like, because he knew that what he was saying went against his report. So there's not much. Now, there were some things that he was saying that I've already kind of done videos on where I go, that's ridiculous. There's no, I mean, when he started trying to talk about like the knife wounds, I mean, he was so off the course on that.
Yeah.
When he was talking about the route of travel of Kohberger, based on his own report, he's got Kohberger only going that route twice. That goes past the neighborhood in South. So what he was saying wasn't adding up to his own report. And I guess to answer your question, if there was one thing that really made me go, come on, man. He said it's the thing that you look at is the life, the history of the life, or whatever he called it.
Behavioral pattern, yeah.
And he said it's all the same. Every time it's all the same. But then he says right after that, now when he's south of the house, when his phone comes back on, you see him do something that he hadn't done before. And I go, well, how are you taking a pattern of life of him doing something over and over? But the one time it's during the crime, he does something that he's never done before. And what he's talking about, and this is in his report, is when he's 9.8 miles south of Moscow, he is literally turned on. This is how they know exactly where he's at. He's turned on his phone and he's in a geolocation app, a map, trying to figure out he's lost.
Where he's at.
What it is. He's got his phone out and he's logging into a map program because he's lost.
He's so calculated.
Yep.
So how are you going to say this guy's done all this and he gets lost, turns on his phone, and he's looking at a geolocating map to find his way out of there when this is pattern of life and he's done it so many times? That's how I know that Cy Ray is not that stupid. So he's talking out of both sides of his mouth, I believe, because he has to, because when this stuff hits, he's going to look real bad to the law enforcement community if he doesn't get out in front of them.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Was the power cycle of the phone because he was trying to get service back?
I think the power cycle of the phone is just, he said Koberger turns his phone off in that same manner, like dang near every night.
All the time. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just something that he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that fits into the in my opinion, because I have a child that is on the spectrum, that it's a routine. They have to have routines that they follow, that they're comfortable with, and that's just part of his routine, I think. I agree with that.
Or anybody with obsessive tendencies like that. Could have no idea what the reason is. It could it could be for any number of things. He just he needs that phone off when I'm in the car or whatever.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm the same way. I think I'm on a damn spectrum. I was diagnosed with ADHD, but I do things the same exact way every day for a reason, because it's the way I'm comfortable. I mean, it's just what people do. So I get
and
it.
Even like if the phone's on silent and you see the screen light up, it could be a thing to some people.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be the fact that he's driving in the car, and it's just what it is. That's all there is to it. So, maybe he just wants to do the drive to have peace. Turn the phone off. I don't want to hear the phone ring. I don't want this. I don't want that. And that's what I used to do. I'd go on night drives just to get relaxation. So, absolutely.
Well, I don't know how they can take anything as the evidence of absence is not absence of evidence. I mean, somebody turning their phone off is not okay. We've got you because you did it. It's should be okay. Well, we can't get you because you did it. I mean, that's in the end the only thing logical. Or everybody's guilty of everything they want them to be.
Thank you. Yeah, and not to mention, you got 3,800 other people that are doing the same damn thing, driving in the same damn route, going grocery shopping, going to the doctors, going to the dentist, going to the barber, whatever the hell you're doing. Pullman doesn't have shit. Everybody goes to Moscow for this, for that, and everything else. The man does it all the time. And like I said, you can't stalk people at 40 miles an hour, okay? You can't. You're driving by. That's all it is. So,
Bet you they didn't dig that deep into some of the surviving people, huh?
We know they didn't. Unfortunately, we know they didn't. Thank you, Jen, for that. I'll get into those later. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
You got five new memberships, Miss Kim. But yeah, I fully agree with you on that too. They don't have anything. They don't. They never have, and they never will, because it doesn't exist, in my opinion.
I fear when you were talking about, and I do want to hear you speak more and explain more about what Cy was saying about possible, the appeal process and everything. But at the beginning, you brought up that quote by Benjamin Franklin.
Yep.
With, not wanting 10 guilty free men or one innocent to suffer. I don't know. How did you say it? You said it better.
He said it's better that 10 guilty get away than one innocent suffer.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. And I just thought the public, can you imagine what the public's going to do if he does get out?
That seems, oh my God.
No.
That's such an important
idea. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I think in some aspects it's going to be bad. In other ways, it could be a great thing. You know what I mean? We'll see. But
I mean, the FBI is still going to jack around.
It'll at least force a lot of people to open their eyes and at least take a closer look at the case. And if they do, they'll realize, like most of us have, that, hey, this crap doesn't actually work. This isn't what happened.
Yeah.
My name is Jeff.
I'm wondering if the Netflix special is, because if you notice the trailer, there was not one photo of Brian. There was not one image of Brian. So I'm wondering what the Dateline did before his plea deal. Is this trying to put out some other information to maybe soften?
Well, I'm going to tell you what.
It'll be a hit piece. It'll be a double hit piece from Netflix to Amazon Prime. It'll be double hit pieces.
We're all going to wonder where'd the info come from.
Well, yeah, of course, that too. But we were told, I'll tell you what we were told in the background about this was that it's not going to be that. It's not going to be the standard hit piece, that it's going to be the opposite. But that's again what we were told. So I'm very curious to see if they're going to even. And here's my problem with that is I'd love to believe that, but I do not think that the networks would put something like that out. I just don't, because it doesn't. And you guys know this as well as I do. Pob, you know this, that the propaganda train rides right through all these networks, and it has from day one on this, to make sure that everybody looks at it and says Brian's guilty, period. So
It's all about the money.
I need to do a deep dive on
I'd be happily surprised then if they did do anything other than what
Yeah.
they've done.
Yeah.
I
Right.
agree.
Yeah.
We have two coming. There's an AMC one dropping on the 23rd. That one is the one that I expect to be 1,000,000% a hit piece for sure, without a doubt. So
Is that different than the Amazon Prime?
yes,
You have like series 2 on that one?
this is American Movie Classics is dropping. That's the name of the channel, but they do documentary stuff a lot.
Mhm.
And I'm real curious to see how this one goes. The Netflix one is the one I truly did expect to be a hit piece, but when he said look for it to be the opposite of what you think, okay, we'll see. So
Yep.
if
I
it's
guess
gonna
we'll
expose-
know here in about 10 days then, huh?
That's right. That is right. We got the 23rd of July, and then a few days, the 29th after that is the other one. So we'll see, guys. We'll see.
Yep.
And of course, we'll be breaking it down best we can. So, yeah, that is the Walking Dead channel, Miss Rowe.
Yeah.
So, but I want to reiterate something though, real quick before we dive into the other parts of this, that I think is the most important thing that, in my opinion, that came out of this interview, is that as Pav had put it, Cy Ray told us in no unspoken words, I guess you could say, this is going for appeal, folks, and he gave us the reason why. If you listened closely to what Cy said, I mean, I about fell out of my chair, and he
Yeah.
said it. It was put on record. If you remember the hearing, when Ann stood up and said, "Your Honor, I cannot effectively counsel my client without this continuation," he ensured that was put on record. Okay. Because I know a lot of people, when I brought that up last night when I was talking about it, said, "Well, but Brian said he this, and Brian agreed to this and that." Okay, great, but it was still put on record what Ann said first and foremost. So
I think that was one of her strongest sins.
yeah. I think she knows. Like I said before, folks, Ann knows. She's a very good attorney. She's very smart. And like Cy said, she's playing chess. Everybody else is playing checkers, and I fully agree with him. And I've said from the beginning, I've been attacked left and right. Dago, you're crazy. She's a horrible attorney. This, that, and I said, I am not ready to throw her under the bus, you guys. When Turby came out and did his thing, I'm not ready to throw her under the bus. We need to wait and see what happens. And everybody doesn't have the patience. I get it. It's been too long. It's been too long. This is garbage. Blah blah blah. Well, let's see. Is all I'm saying.
I think it's the powers that sent it. It's hard to get around, and there's moves that have to be made, and timing is all part of it.
The timing is everything, in my opinion, with this damn case, truly and honestly. So,
I agreed with you, Pav, that Cy Ray's report speaks for itself.
Yeah.
He could not have been more direct, more assertive in calling them out in that report. And then he gets on to speak about it, and you using that tightrope theory, like, yeah, he's like got to cover his butt and whatever he's doing. But even with that, and I loved how you went back and like, would you call it the third tier or something? Like, you listen to what he's saying for what he's saying. You listen to what he's saying for kind of like hidden messages or whatever. But then it seemed like woven through all of it was the details of, so can you explain that? Like what he was saying throughout that, like to let us all know about the appeal coming?
Well, yeah, as you go through it, he like in different parts, he would tell you exactly the process. Like he starts off with like you just mentioned right there, Dago, with the ineffective counsel.
yeah,
But then he rolls right into Garza v. Idaho, and he says, if you don't know how that works, look up Garza v. Idaho. Well, we've all, I'm sure, really dove into Garza v. Idaho back when the plea deal happened because of that 42-day window and how that worked. And I just never thought that they would have used that, but he gave that first. Then he went into so much detail about the IgG. And I said, Cy Ray is a CSLI guy. He's not a DNA guy, but he sure knew a lot about the process, about privacy around IgG. And when you look at the laws around the IGG and privacy, they actually correlate to CSLI. The laws are almost mirrored, and they even mention CSLI in IGG legislation because it's privacy under Carpenter about, like under the CSLI law, you can turn your phone off, and that gives you the ability to have privacy, where if you don't do that, then you're leaving it open. So he goes through and explains all that in detail. Then he mentions the Supreme Court case of, he says the wrong name 3 times, I think, trying to remember it, but Chatry. And Chatry, what it does is it expands on Carpenter. So when I looked it up, sure enough, Carpenter was one of the objections that Ann Taylor used on the record with that particular motion, which was to suppress. So by getting that objection on the record, if the trial, if the process was still going to trial to this day because of that Chatry Supreme Court ruling, then the judge would have no choice but to suppress the IGG today. So the only way for that to be retroactive to the Kohberger case is he would have to get the plea deal overturned, get a new trial reinstated. Then it's an active case. Then he can refile the suppression using Chatry because they already have the objection on record. The judge with the new expanded legislature or new expanded breach under Carpenter with Chatry, he would have to suppress it. Then Cy goes through and he talks about the Jeff Nye interview. And when he did that, I went, God, I've done the video on that last year. So I just put that back on in a video yesterday or the day before, where during the trial right there, he admitted that if that motion is overruled, then they lose the genetic information, they lose everything, the case is over. So Cy then points to that as it relates to Chatry. And then he just goes on and he lines out everything. And then he tells you that Ann Taylor is playing chess. Everybody else is playing checkers if you don't think she knows what she's doing at this point. And then when you research everything and you line it up, it's just cut and dry. It'll be boom, 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 boom. They won't have anything to bring Kohberger to trial once that's suppressed, because everything's fruit of the poisonous tree after that. And they'll just have to let him go. Now, what they'll try to do is say a guilty man got let go. He's the one that did it. We're not going to bother with the case. But again, I think that's where all of us come in.
Yes, right. And it checkmate for sure. That is a definite chess move for without
And all
a fail.
in my humble opinion, based on my research of the situation.
And I fully agree with you. I
Boy,
do.
that smirk of his really pins to every time after he hits it, and he just.
He knew. You could tell when he was saying what he was saying. He knew exactly what he was meaning and what he was saying to the world, I think. So, yeah.
And see where I get where everybody will get mad at me is I actually agree with Cy with some of the things that he was saying that most people disagree. For example, the time of the crime. I think it's crazy not to think the crime happened between, I've said it a million times, between 412 and 419.
Right.
For every reason Cy said. For all the same reasons, I'm with him on that. The only thing that I think is different is Brian Kohberger wasn't driving the car based on everything we've looked at, but that doesn't mean that car and whoever was driving it wasn't involved in the crime. He's there at the time. So that's where I agree with him. And I also agreed with him on the hair, except this is how I know Cy does not know half as much as we think he does about real evidence.
Yes.
Because he did not know that the FBI tested the hair in Ethan's hand. And that's why I wanted to make sure I went through the report by the defense expert that had the report that showed that the FBI tested all the hair, even the hair in Ethan's hand. It was Ethan's own hair.
Yeah. Yeah. We had
Turvey is just he's just full of crap. That's all it is.
What it's coming out to be. Unfortunately, it's sad because a lot of people, I think, were vested in him, and the fact that, people on this side of the fence, I should say, wanted to hear something like that. And a lot of people stood up and said, no, he's not going to do this. He's not going to do. I was one of them at the beginning. I didn't defend him, but I was confused. I said, I don't understand why somebody with his background would do this and possibly ruin his, break down his livelihood or something. Because if it comes to the table that he ended up lying about all this, nobody's going to hire him. Well, here we are. You know what I mean? So
I don't know if I'm 100% in alignment with that. I'd have to look more at it because I think what I heard Turvey saying was that They went to the evidence locker later. Like everything had already been collected. They'd already done their testing, and then he identified hair samples. So
Right.
We identified the hair samples on the bed frame that was in the warehouse. But what he was really focused on, though, is he identified that hair. He said Ethan Chapin's hand was hanging down to where that hair was found.
Yeah.
But then he also went on to say that he had a clutch of hair in his hand.
Well, yes, he also said that hair was only they didn't do any testing. They just like said the color, the texture, the length, like they only did that type was what.
But they did do testing, and that's where the other defense expert showed the results of the tests.
Yeah. Yeah. They did how did he explain it? Which was what you're saying, Kim, it was macroscopic testing, not micro. And that's where he threw people like completely off with that, I believe. But yeah.
But it was actually, and that was wrong too, because the FBI actually did microscopic testing. It says so in their report. But what it never said in the FBI report was the results of the test that they did compared to each victim. It just said Brian Koberger excluded, but that new defense exhibit, and this is a defense expert that says it. She's got the list of every one of the DNA samples. That's why I keep saying these people, we don't know if we've been shown that other DNA was tested. Good grief, read the documents. Nodal tells you every piece that was tested. The other defense expert goes through and lists every single piece that was tested. There wasn't anything else tested. I mean, every sample that we've identified are the only ones that were tested. And when Nodal said that the potato, see, this is something I hadn't covered yet, but in the Nodal report, he shows a close-up on the potato chip bag. Yeah. And he says, and it's spatter. He doesn't list it as cast off. He lists it as spatter.
Spatter, right.
So spatter is something happened right there by the potato chip bag, which is right next to the pong table. But he also lists on the handrail next to unknown male B, which was I believe it was either A or C, which was blood that was dripping on top of the handrail right by the unknown male B that they never tested. He listed that as spatter as well. So, and then he never addresses it, which drives me insane.
Let me bring something to you real quick. I'm just curious what your thoughts are, because I have my own thoughts on this. When they say they never tested it, okay? Yeah. And there's so much that they never tested, Bob. We know that. We've seen multiple things in the reports that was never tested. Do you believe, with everything you've seen within this case, that it's true that they never actually tested it? Or do you think they may have tested it, and because of the results coming back that they got, they withheld it from the public's eye?
I believe that as they started testing that stuff, because it took them so long to actually test anything.
Right.
And they didn't have hardly anything tested by the time they arrested Koberger. Most of it came after that.
Yes.
And I think as they started getting some of those test results back on what it was showing them, I think they stopped.
Yep.
I think they went, oh crap, don't test anything else, because we're not going to like what we do find if we do. It's better not to know than to know to them. And that,
that's why I asked you that, because I fully believe that they started testing certain things, and probably Mr. Mawich's name popped up somewhere, and I think they stopped right there. I agree with you.
Well, I think the FBI probably ended up with Mawich's DNA profile, and since they already had, so the evidence that they tested against everybody in the case was everything under the fingernails, unknown male B, unknown male D, the L5 fingerprint. I mean, they tested that against every one of their suspects in the case, or everybody they collected DNA from, to the point when they stopped testing people against it.
You know what's real interesting?
But I believe that the FBI would have been able to create a profile from Mawich and just look at the other profiles with their electrophenograms and go, yep, that's him. I mean, it would have been pretty easy. Mawich or Kopacker or both.
That's probably when they brought up this whatever caught fire, lost power, and we lost stuff. Oh, we'll just throw this at it. We got to stop testing.
Somebody left the fridge open. Exactly.
Well, keep in mind, though, the things that they would have lost would have been in the MPD fridge.
Yep.
All the other evidence was sent to the ISP lab.
Yeah.
So the ISP, but here, that's the other thing, and I still haven't had time to dig further into it. But I know, Logan, when we were looking at the footprints in the bedroom, they identified 3 different specific shoe prints in blood in the bedroom, but they sent that to the lab in Ada County, the Ada County Sheriff's Office lab, and assigned a different case number and put a V at the end. There's
Oh,
3 shoe prints that were there's some report nobody's ever seen, but Noah will put it in his report. And it's from the Ada County Sheriff Department laboratory. And there's no reason for them to have the shoe prints. It should have been the ISP or the FBI.
Right.
So but there's 3 different shoe prints in Xana's room that was in blood that they found that's different from the one outside Dylan's door. And it's in documentation now.
Yep.
That's why I don't trust what they say about their testing.
Speaking of shoe prints, what do you think about Sai saying that, you know, it's really common to see all that blood on the floor and not have any footprints?
That's why I got really upset at that point in time with the custody queens for not knowing about that report I'm talking about, because that report would absolutely slap Sai in the face as he's going through that. When you say, look, Sai, you got 3 different shoe prints in blood in the room. So what you're saying about the blood not being able to get on the bottom of the shoe because they're standing there is out the window when you've got a bloody footprint right there. Now that you know that there's 3 bloody footprints, tell me how they got outside the door without making a print. But in the same respect, I still agree with Cy Ray on all the blood on the walls and everything. If they were cleaned up, you would see white marks. Nobody cleaned anything up on the walls, or they would have white marks.
Right.
And you wouldn't spray water on them because you didn't kill the DNA. I mean, that's just ridiculous. But they did. Somebody did wipe up crap off the floor, and I think that's proven now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I think it was pointed out how there's blood spatter that goes all, especially in the hallway going to Xana's room. There's blood spatter going all the way down the wall on somewhat on both sides in different places, all the way to the baseboard, and then it stops. There's no blood on the floor anywhere. That's impossible.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's blood on the baseboards on both sides. The blood that's a little bit up on the wall by the door, that wasn't blood. That was ketchup or something. But on the other side, there's a big swipe mark where somebody swiped it, and they just never tested it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. And I thought that I had when we covered those photographs, the pony wall or the half wall that was over there by the table. Yep. I thought that it looked as though those possibly could have been wiped down because of the dilution marks that were there. You can tell that it was there, but it wasn't there. If you know what I mean by that.
No, you can literally still see where the blood. I mean, where it hit the wall. You can see the tail in the direction, and it just dripped. Now, obviously, something made it wet. You know, my theory on that, and I'll keep to it to this day. Wasn't even mine. It was somebody that commented. Was the back doors open? The heat's going 100 miles an hour all night. And the walls just condensated. That's all it was, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
I personally thought like they were darker marks originally. And then after you try to clean something, you know, sometimes you can wipe something off a wall and you think it's gone and then it seeps back through.
That's what I was thinking.
It looked like that. Just my personal take on it.
You gotta get that semi-gloss, Kim.
I thought it was maybe over because it was a period of time that was weighted. It had dried to an extent, so they wiped it, and then it left the initial outline of the mark is what my thoughts were.
Well, one thing is it does confuse a lot of people because there's about 3 different stages of pictures that were done. Some of the pictures were taken after the ISP actually took the samples.
Yes.
And it looks like the stuff's faded, but if you go to the right set of pictures that happened at the right time and you look at the right ones, the blood looks totally different than it does after everything's set for a little bit or been tested.
Yeah.
In fact, some of those marks look like they're not even there.
Yeah.
And you go back to the original picture and it'll be just thick blood.
Yeah.
There's a few curious events like that after the police arrive. Like I personally feel like one of the first responding officers is looking at footprints in the hallway outside Xana's room.
Yeah.
But then there aren't any. So it's very curious.
Well, we think there aren't any, but they didn't apply Medo Black to anywhere except for the thresholds of a couple of doors.
Mm-hmm.
So you would never know if there was even bloody footprints there because you had 50 cops walking all over that stuff. And I can, in my eyeballs right next to the couch on the floor there with the earliest photo I can find, it looks to me like that there's actually blood in a pool right there. Right below the chip bag. It may just be some red stuff in a cup that was spilt, but I mean, it looked like blood to me.
I'll have to go back and look at that. Yeah, that's a good call.
There are areas they chose to not do that in is interesting for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. 100% for sure. Any thoughts since we're talking about this? What are your thoughts on the Ethan Chapin undiluted sample that was found underneath the whatever the hell that was box, if you remember that?
Well, if you go to the original position of that box, it wasn't underneath the box. That box was all the way to the end, and it was in front of that transfer of Ethan. So if you look at it in the right context, the only way that that could have got there is if somebody was walking down the stairs and they grabbed that and they transferred it. It couldn't happen from the other side because of that stupid White Claw box. So, I mean, it pretty much guarantees that somebody was going out the front door after the attack because of that transfer. Now, where Turvey and Whitcomb put it like 2 foot down the wall over those cast off stains, but that's not where it was when the cops arrived. It was right there at Ethan's transfer stain. So I think if you take a unknown male B right above it, there's a transfer stain. They labeled, I get A and C mixed up, but it's either A or C. But you can literally see a transfer stain, unknown male B. Then you got the spatter stain A going down the right side of the wall. On this side, you got the transfer stain of Ethan. Somebody, I mean, there's 1 or 2 people walking down the stairs, and you can see the pathway. In my humble opinion, it's all just my opinion.
No, that's absolutely. It makes sense. It does. That's a good call. I was just curious what your thoughts were on that. Logan, did you have something you were going to ask? Because you had made a face. I thought maybe you had a question.
Yeah, I was going to ask what you thought, but when he brought up the 4 brothers.
Well, the 4 brothers have, if you really follow the tree, the 4 brothers are distant relatives of Brian Kohberger. They're down a completely different family tree line. They've given us, I did a video the other day. Y'all probably hadn't seen it, but if you go through the Larkin report now, it tells you Kohberger's great-great-grandparents' names.
Yeah.
It tells you how many children. I mean, you can literally do the family tree. The 4 brothers was down a family tree line of his 3rd great-grandparents, one of their children. The 4 brothers came from that line. It wasn't the right line. But at the end of the report, Larkin says that the final IgG search by whoever did it, even the one that she did not lead to Kohberger. It led to people in Kohberger's extended family.
Interesting.
And that's why I say if I could get the names of those people in his extended family, I guarantee you one of them works at the K-Bar factory.
That's what I was going to say.
I guarantee it.
That's what I was going to say. I have it.
That does make a whole lot of sense. Yes.
And what happens if that was the case? Let's just take a big old if here. All right. If that was the case, because the IgG search focused in on those genetic markers and the fact that he has Italian heritage, so you bring in endogamy, they're going to match across more markers than a normal person would match.
Right.
Then when they go to compare Kohberger's DNA to the crime scene sample, it wouldn't even matter. They can shorten the parameters in STR mix. And because of the closeness of that relationship and them sharing so many markers, they can take those alleles and look at stuff they would normally call noise, and it would match across 22 different loci or loci.
Smokes.
So, I mean, they would get a match regardless, which is crazy to me.
Yes.
Kind of sounds as wonky as these yo-yos playing with this audio, huh, Pav?
What's that?
It sounds about as wonky as these yo-yos playing with this audio.
Oh, you know, the audio really drives me crazy, man.
It's a mess. It is. And this is the report, for those that haven't seen it, this is the one that I haven't really broke down yet, guys, is Leah Larkin's report that we just got recently.
Yep.
If you go through this one here, that explains everything that Paul was just explaining.
It'll explain endogamy. It'll talk about the microwaves, bioinformatics. It'll give you the family tree. I mean, it'll give you everything you need.
Yeah, and we're going to be hitting this week. I just hadn't gotten to this one, but I went and scanned all of them and just kind of sped read through different parts and pieces of things. But we're going to really break it down hardcore this coming week. But yeah, there you go right there for those of you that are curious as to what he's talking about. If you have the documents, Leah Larkin's report here explains everything that he was talking about.
Now, one thing you will find when you do that is one of the really close Centimorgan matches to the Kohberger line is, I mean, it literally will take you right up to Kohberger's great-grandparent or maybe even his grandparent. But one of those close Centimorgans is somebody with the initials JS, for what that's worth.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I remember you saying that in your video. I was like, oh,
It's not Jack Showalter, y'all.
Well, I mean, you know what?
We hope. We hope.
Tell it to L told me forever Jack Showalter was in Koberger's family tree. So I mean, I couldn't say that for sure.
That would be insane. That would implode the internet. I'm sorry. It would blow it up, but it would be crazy. That's for damn sure. And again, don't forget, Brian's not actually from Pennsylvania, y'all. He's from New York. So,
Right.
Well, his dad is though. I've gone through his history. His dad's actually family's from Pennsylvania. Yep,
Gotcha,
and it's his mom has nothing to do with the family tree.
Right.
It's all on his dad's side.
No, it doesn't touch his mom at all. That's for
Yep.
sure.
Larkin makes that clear in that same report.
Yes. That would be insane if it turned out to be a Showalter. Truly and honestly. Good point. Good question.
I said, or it could turn out to be nobody. It could just be somebody in Pennsylvania more than likely. Could be Showalter. Could be a guy named Jack Schneider. I mean, it could be anybody.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%. Absolutely. Good question, Logan. Good question.
Everything has to come in twos in this case, so there has to be another JS.
Oh yeah.
Of course. And yeah, the audio was insane. Or Angie just pointed out Jackson Schneider is Mowic's son, JS. I said, oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, you figure it's going to be somebody younger because they're trying to figure out, who their ancestry is.
Right.
And if it was somebody younger that didn't know who their dad was, trying to figure out who their dad was, and that would make sense on a Schneider, but certainly not on the Showalter. Well, wasn't Showalter adopted?
I thought he was. Yeah. John.
John.
Yeah, he was.
Well, there you go. It could be either or.
Wouldn't that schnumpton?
That. Oh my God, you guys!
I'm not here to start conspiracy theories.
No, we love.
I ain't blowing socks off today's boys.
Yep.
Exactly.
What do you think of them constantly saying, we had Brian Koberger before December 19th, before the DNA, before how?
Y'all don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. What Cy Ray, in my opinion, what Cy Ray is doing is he is framing the argument that they should have went down an investigative path and not IGG. When he says they had Koberger's name before that, they did. The monkeys at WSU ran his car like they did everybody else's. That is what he's referring to. It's going to come up in a report in an email that those monkeys ran the car. They had Brian Koberger in their police records. They should have went through a normal investigation. We're not going to find they had Koberger any other way. It's going to be from the WSU cops. He's just framing it from that perspective because he's going to go down the route of this is a travesty of justice because of poor police work.
His words were, they were on to him. They were on to him much sooner. Yeah.
Yep. He's using the words of Brett Payne in the probable cause affidavit because until they uncovered the IGG, that's what everybody believed. That they were on to him from the WSU cops. He's just reframing it from that.
What a great job.
In my humble opinion.
Of course. No, it makes sense. I mean, we had a source come to us and tell us that they had Brian on the 16th of November. And I said, wow, wait a minute now. And this is a source that is in the government. I'll just put it that way. So whatever at that point, we're beyond that now. But I just think it's interesting how a lot of this stuff was, I don't even know the word to use for it. Corrupt isn't even the right word. It's just
if they had Brian Koberger's name from another source, it would have to be somebody giving a tip, and what people would think would be like a professor called it in, another student called it in. If that was the case, that would have been the first thing in the probable cause affidavit. Oh man, we got a professor said for us to look at him. We did this, and that's how it started. That's not something they would hide. Now, for a long time, when I thought Brian Koberger was guilty, I thought they got his name from a confidential informant.
Right.
And I thought that forever. But at this point, I don't really believe that. So I think what Cy Ray is really referring to is just really simple. It's the WSU cop report.
Makes sense. Yeah, I thought I went down that road where I thought with all the bullshit that they sent out about Brian, all the accusations from the students at WSU and all that that one of them possibly was the tip per se at some point because of that. So
Yeah.
I fully understand that thought process too. So
You brought up
go ahead, Kim.
Brent Kopeka earlier.
Yeah.
Video.
I wanted to jump into that too.
To watch that one yet, although I'm familiar with the whole Brent Kopeka situation.
Mm-hmm.
What is your take on that now? Because when I heard that you said that, I'm like, oh, how's he fitting him in here now?
Well, I'll tell you what's interesting specifically, and the reason that's why I kind of jump on the knife.
Yeah.
The reason that I jump on that knife, because I speculated for years. First, I said my first theory was Kohberger and Kopeka was the two assailants.
Yeah.
But then I thought, okay, well, Kohberger isn't. So Kopeka, I believe maybe they were just setting up Kopeka. He didn't really do it. But I can't remember his name, but there's another investigative reporter. He's on YouTube. And what he would do is he would follow my investigation, but then they also went up to Idaho and spent some time and did a boots on the ground. What's his name? Y'all know what I'm talking about?
From a while back, like a long ways back.
Yeah. Bertie had him on one time.
Rory?
No. This guy does mainly political stuff. God, I can't think of his name.
It's not Lee with Devil's Advocates, is it?
No. He's not an Idaho 4 content creator. He's a investigative reporter. I can't remember his name. I feel terrible.
No, it's okay.
Someone said Jeff H.
I mean, he's got 100,000 subscribers. I mean, he's done a lot of work on like 9/11 and stuff like that.
It's not SF, is it?
No. God, I'll have to get you his name. But anyway, before the plea deal,
JLR.
No. Nobody like.
I'm just looking at the names.
Webb. Who's Webb?
Oh yeah, Webb.
Oh yes, Webb.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Well, so he was taking a lot of my work, and he went to Idaho around the time the firefighters were shot.
Yes.
George Webb. That's it. Bam.
Yep. George Webb. Thank you.
Well, if you go back and you listen to George Webb, I mean, we were aligned 1,000% on the AK and everything, and he went boots on the ground there. And George Webb said then that it was 4 people that committed the crime. One of them was Kopeka. When I uncovered Mowich, like the next month when the police reports came out, he went on, jumped on there and said, 5 did it. He got Mowich right here. And this was over a year ago. But before any of the police reports came out, he said what people don't know about is the Kopeka knife. Nobody knows about the Kopeka knife. This was before the plea deal.
Right.
So when the police reports came out, I went straight to the reports and I found the report on the Kopeka knife. And I've been talking about that thing for a year.
Yeah.
And that's why when you got that for you the other day and seen it, I went, man, because I had the video of it where they found it at the apartment, and everybody to this day, everybody says you can't prove that's Kopeka. It says BK in the thing. I know it's Kopeka's apartment.
Is that the gutter one?
It's the gutter knife, but they found it. If you look out the window of Kopeka's apartment, it's in the gutter right outside his window.
I've got 10 more pictures.
And just throw it in the gutter.
I've got 10 more pictures of that exact knife, so I'll post them for you.
Yeah, I need to see those.
Yeah.
But the fact that George Webb knew about the Kopeka knife, I'm talking about before the plea deal, before any police reports, lets me know that his work he was doing there on the ground was pretty solid. Wow. And he always said 4 people, and I said, man, I don't think this is 4 people in this crime. But when I started breaking down all of the evidence around the crime with the blood evidence, and I took the time frame and I went through it every which way I couldn't make it happen with less than 4 people. So, I mean, I think he had a pretty good grasp of what really took place in this thing, in my opinion.
I wonder if he's still
Bob's
alive.
Opinion.
Come on, y'all.
What do you think, Bob? How many people do you think are involved, possibly? Just in your opinion.
I think 4 people committed the crime. One of them was a female. I mean, I've given my list of who I believe it was many times. There's one I can't identify in my suspect list, but to this day, even more, I'm 1,000 times more. And I know that, what's her name will hate me for this, but I'm 1,000 times more certain that Farley and Molly are working the peripheral of this thing. And I'm way more certain about Molly now because I always knew it because she didn't come to him and say, I'm the DoorDash driver.
Yeah.
They had to do 18 different warrants, find her through the geo-fence to even locate her. And it just happens to be the exact date they locate her is the date they get the information back on Malwich.
Yep.
There's no doubt in my mind that once Malwich was dead, they told on him. Because, who cares?
I agree with you. I definitely believe, and I've thrown the names out. I don't mind doing it. That I'm 100% in it on Malwich now. I do believe Janelle Braun was there. I do believe that.
I think the cops missed Braun, though, so we have to be real careful about that. I think they missed Braun and they got her confused with Koberger.
What's kind of funny? I was talking with somebody the other night, and they didn't jack with the audio, but there's the portion in there, and I'm going to have it found here in timestamp. But somebody goes, "Whose dad is that?" And that would make sense for somebody to basically state, whose father is that? Because it's like older people walking up onto the situation. They would think it's somebody's dad. They wouldn't be expecting any of these folks. It's an older person.
Somebody that, I got what you're saying.
And that exact quote could be off, but that's basically what it is.
Got you. Well, I definitely believe those two. And I think Molly, I've said my theory is that Molly brought them there in the car. And I think if you're to believe any of the statement that was made from Molly, I believe that when she claimed that, or the Tesdale statement as well, where, Rosie or whoever the hell it was that said it, because I get those two things confused because we didn't actually get a statement from Rosie.
That stall was
where he said he looked over and you can see the taillights in the back parking lot. I believe that Molly brought them there, dropped them off, took off. They walked in, did what they were doing, and left on foot. That's my theory. That's truly what I believe happened. And that those are the people. Plus, like you, I'm a little confused on the other who else is involved, only because we don't really have that information to be able to point to that yet.
Right.
But the co-packet thing, we've been on that for a long time. I'm just trying to make it make sense as to how and why. I mean, it makes sense. I'll be honest with you. My theory on Kopaka has always been that he was going to be the fall guy, and he started talking too much, and they shut him down. That's what my thought has been. So,
well, you can easily tie Kopaka to, to the D-Rug organization.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's easily tied through his old girlfriend down there in Julietta.
Mm-hmm.
You can tie him pretty easily.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
You want me to send everybody on a
blow your socks off moment?
Wild goose
no, I'll send everybody on a rabbit hole. I noticed it the other day, and I did some research on it. When you get around 5 a.m., you start seeing vehicles leave the area and go to the what's the road there off of Blake, where you go down to the Sigma Chi house.
Taylor.
No, not Taylor. Taylor's the first road. The next road, when you go off Taylor on the Blake, make the left.
The front side. What is that? I can't remember.
It's Taylor, Blake.
Anyway,
when you make the first left onto that road, there's a building right there. And I know, like Bubbly Waters has pointed out in the past, look, there's smoke coming out of it.
Yeah.
And when you look it up, it's the farmhouse fraternity house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you go just a little bit after 5 a.m., you'll see like that silver car that pulls out of the neighborhood.
Right.
It'll drive up to that little fraternity house, and it'll pull in, and then it'll pull out, and it'll pull back in. And then about 10 or 15 minutes later, another car pulls out of it, and it pulls down to the bottom of the street at Linda Lane and pulls in. You can see it blinking its lights for a period of time.
You're talking about that little silver car that whacks the curb almost?
Yep.
Yep. Like Corolla or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you go back in time, this is what I was looking at the other day. I was like, what's going on with this little place? Because, I mean, it looks to me like that's a cop that pulls out of there at like 5:30 and pulls to the bottom and parks.
Yeah.
And he's like watching the road, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I look up the farmhouse fraternity back in November of 2022, and it wasn't in service. So if you go to the pictures to that thing back then, it's empty. And that fraternity did not have a possession of that house. It was vacant. It was vacant until 2023.
So why the hell did that one kid say that they went there?
Pete said he went there.
Full of crap. That thing is vacant. Look, go research it. In November 2022, it's vacant. It's right across the street from an entrance into the administration building. And I'm almost certain that was good. That was some type of little staging spot for the law enforcement that morning.
Huh. Well,
Okay.
Ethan didn't like to go
right,
there.
like I looked at this on Google Earth. It's right next door to Sigma Chi. That building?
No. Right when you turn off of Blake onto the road to Sigma Chi.
You want to pull up the map, Joey?
Yeah, it's the first building on the left. It's today it's labeled like Farmhouse Fraternity.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. What's the name of that fraternity, Kim?
Building then. Okay.
AGR or something.
No, the AGR one is right next door to Sigma Chi.
There's another farm one, Kimmy?
Yeah, it could be.
Oh my gosh! I mean,
it's the one that farm fraternity.
They're so humble.
It's the one, if you remember the old Bubbly Waters videos where she was showing, because the smoke does start coming out of the chimney on that thing about 5:45. And that building shouldn't have anybody in it.
I wonder what the hell they're burning over there, huh, Pop?
I don't know. I think they used it as a staging ground and turned the furnace on.
Huh.
Yeah.
That does make some sense.
Gotcha.
Plus, I was looking at current things, so it could be different back then. Yeah.
I always looked at current things too, and I thought it was a fraternity house. So that's why when I looked at the pictures of it, because I was staring at that car and where they were coming from, I went,
I think it's AGR.
AGR, that's
you
it.
You just told me it wasn't AGR. You
Alpha Gamma Rho.
I'm pretty good at is the people in the buildings.
You just told me it wasn't AGR. Y'all suck.
Can you zoom in to the road right there, and I'll show you.
Yeah.
To the right. See how you have to zoom in further.
No, you want me to get up to the ground, look for it? 1 second.
No. Just zoom in on this one. There you go.
Okay.
Now zoom over to Blake. You see where Blake is? To the right.
Yeah.
There's Sigma Chi.
It'll go straight up Linda Lane into Blake.
It's doing the electric slide.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, right here. I'm sorry. Right there.
Go up to the road and you make the left onto the road that goes to Sigma Chi. Right there. See that building right there?
Yeah. Okay.
It says farm. It'll say farm fraternity or something on it. Yeah. That was a vacant building.
Oh
in
wow.
November of 2022.
Ooh.
And from 5 a.m. on, you'll see a ton of activity in that building, including them turning the furnace on.
Okay. So now
wonder what
I think people got
out for.
I think people got confused.
Is it a home?
No. It's part of the campus. But in November of 2022, it was basically run by the administration office.
Wonder what they got busted for.
Yeah,
I just asked because, I'm trying to
go up a little bit further on there.
I don't know if it matters or not, but I just find it odd that there's I feel that there's a fraternity guy that's connected to that drug ring and that happening with the students, because it's too much of a coincidence that they're all just quiet. I don't know. I just think there's a coincidence there. And I'm looking for someone who came into town that had been kicked out of a fraternity that stayed at a cabin, but I can't find the cabin. That's why I was like, is it a house? Is it a cabin?
Well, there it is. I mean, look, guys, there's Brian all over that place.
Oh my goodness, Joey. Look at that.
Yeah, he's everywhere. I swear to God. There's white cars all over this damn campus. That was a joke, by the way, you guys. No, I think, and just so that people don't get confused. So this is where Pop's talking about the farmhouse fraternity. That's where I think I got confused. What I was talking about was the right there.
Yeah.
The AGR, Alpha Gamma Rho. I believe that's where Pete said he went, was this place, not that farm place.
Because that's an agricultural fraternity.
Yes.
Is what that is.
Yeah. That's an ag frat. This is a
well, the only reason I bring it up is if you go between 5 and 6 a.m., you'll actually see a lot of activity. And I was real shocked to see it the other day when I looked at it. And the only reason I looked at it is because I get down, I see one thing and I'll go down a rabbit hole. When I look at the report for Stephen Becker on vehicle identification, one of the ones they point to was a car that looks exactly like that silver car that pulls out at the time I'm talking about. So I went back to that one and looked at it. When I seen it go to that house and back, and then another car come from that house, I started looking at it a lot closer, and I realized that the dang thing wasn't even supposed to be in service.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Boy,
that's wild. What did you pull it up on, if I can ask you, Bob, would you pull it up on to see the activity?
I believe it was either Bing or it was Google Maps.
Just
regular
just
Google Maps. I think it was Google
Okay.
Maps because you can go back in time.
Yeah.
I think you could go to like October of 2022, and you can see that there's no stuff
Nobody
out
there.
there. There's
Yeah.
no grills or anything. And I was like, man, where's everything at? Because if you go to another picture later on, it'll show all that crap out there from college students.
Yeah.
And I was like, in October, they should have stuff out there. So then I looked closer into its history, and they shouldn't have been in service in November of 2022.
And I think he was talking about the smoke coming out of the chimney. Maybe.
Yeah. Smoke coming. Yeah. If you turn the furnace on in that building, I mean, it's going to look like they're burning something.
I think he was asking, where did you see that in a video?
Oh, it's on the Linda Lane, 1320 Linda Lane.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
Yeah,
go between 5 and 6 and just watch it for a long time, and you'll see a lot of weird stuff at that building.
I got you. Appreciate that. That's what I was curious to. I can go back and scan through and watch it myself and see everything. Thank you for that. 1 minute here. I'm trying to check something.
Yeah, I think they made certain parts of this town very dark because there's still a lot of important evidence in those areas.
Yeah, very good point. Good point. Yeah, Tomboy said the same thing. The 1101 Blake in 22 was non-existent. So there you go.
The
point.
flood that happened was that the Delts that had the flood? That didn't happen till after the murders, I thought, because someone's thinking that a fraternity used that house. But I don't think that was till after the murders. I don't know.
That I'm not sure of. I can't give an answer for that one.
Because I can't figure out who that fourth person was in my mind, you know, I've got to be open-minded to other things. So when I see stuff like that, I definitely like to pass it on, because one area that I'm not as familiar with as everybody else in the case is all the activity of the college students.
Yeah.
I look at all the basic stuff in that, and then I just kind of zone out when I do.
Absolutely makes sense. Speaking of documents and stuff like that, I was going to ask you earlier. I've Logan made that question. What was the most crazy thing you saw? When the documents that we just got were released, Bob, which one was the one that really caught your attention the most, that really kind of gave you, this is what I've been wanting to see for a while out of these documents?
Well, really, I mean, most of them, but the one thing that caught my attention the most is something that I've been looking at now for a while, and I don't understand it at this point, because I've gone through and I've taken what was released last time and what was released this time, because there seems to add little pieces to it. But when you go to Dylan's interview with Aaron Williamson, and that is a forensic interview, it's going to be very detailed. This new document dump gave us a little bit more of that interview, and she is dead set in that thing that Kaylee's in the living room going upstairs, and it's not Dana. But it doesn't fill in everything that's missing, and we don't have anything on that interview talking about what happened after the crime.
Right.
And I think that's where she's really going to dig in, especially on Quinn and all of that, because of the format of the interview. And there's no reason why we shouldn't have that entire interview at this point, because that's going to be the one that gives us everything we need to know about the Dylan situation, what happened afterwards. And that's why I think when Cy Ray says I can't talk about that part yet, I mean, the way I took that from Cy Ray's interview is he knows they left that house. I mean, the bad decision he kept talking about them making wasn't not calling 911. I think they made bad decisions. They left the house.
Yeah.
Yes. The Bethany question should have been a yes or no.
Yeah.
And he paused and did not really give a direct answer. Yeah.
That's right.
He did that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
But that's huge.
Why can't we see the whole Aaron Williamson interview with Dylan? It's only witness in the case, according to the state.
Great point.
The little tidbits.
Yeah. When someone asks you, was Bethany at the house, and you can't say yes.
Yeah.
Come on.
Jesus, Kim.
I fully agree.
That's another thing that frustrated me about that interview, because they didn't know to tell. He said, I don't know what's been released. He didn't even know when they talked about Indeed and all that. He's like, I don't know. I wouldn't believe that. What do you mean you wouldn't believe it, Si? That's been released for a year, over a year. So to be able to tell him, no, this is all released, and here's what we know at this point, you can talk about it, guy. I mean, that should have been something simple.
I thought it was rather interesting how he took that. Maybe Dylan got worse in her statements, and he compared it to like in our victim.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? He just trailed off into that. That was interesting.
Well, I thought that was interesting too, because when you go into the Aaron Williamson interview, those are for those. That type of forensic interview is for people that have been victimized like that. So
absolutely.
And I think it's quite possible that, they thought of her as somebody that had been victimized by like people she knew, and I kind of attest that to possibly Quinn.
That's
very good point. Very good point. I'll tell you another thing I wanted to throw up too that I wanted your opinion on with is when I think it was Sam mentioned it, I think, from Custody Queens about the blood transfer from victim to victim, and he said I'm going to have to disagree with you that he believes that there was blood transfer from victim to victim, but we don't see any of it in any documents. So what the hell is he talking about?
Well, the way they asked the question, though, Doggo, if you go back, there you go. I'm going to call you. That's
all right. You're allowed.
My southern accent, man.
You're allowed.
If you listen to the way they asked the question, they said there's no blood transfer from the victims upstairs to downstairs.
Right.
So if you ask that question that way, there's transfer from Kaylee and Maddie in the living room. So that's why Cy is saying, oh, yeah, but there is. I have to disagree with you. If they would have asked the question correctly, there's no transfer in the victim's rooms from victim to victim. There's none from Maddie. And then he tries to say, I don't know if I agree. So I don't care if you agree or not. There's not, guy.
Exactly.
I mean, we know. But they don't know the information to be able to push back.
That's right.
So
I got exactly. I was sitting here thinking the same. Like, ask it more directly, and you'll get a better answer. I think so. Because he's already doing the whole fade thing where he's kind of standing outside the circle, waiting for you to ask these, knowing the questions are coming, trying to avoid as much as you can. I get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good point. Good point.
What you got, Logan?
I just thought it was really interesting when, because he's acting like he knows every piece of evidence out there, that he's just so versed in this case. But one of the girls asked about the crock, and she specifically said the missing crock. And he agreed with her. And I'm like, they have both of the crocks. There's two crocks packaged up together and
in a bag.
Yes. And I was like, oh, and then he agreed with it. So I'm like, obviously he doesn't know everything about the case.
No,
he was very confused about the knife wounds as well when they asked him that. So you got to know the depth. Well, Si, every one of the knife wounds shows you exactly a depth, and it shows you that, that's why they should have been able to say, hey, look, if you got a clip point knife that's double-sided and it goes in 1.25 inches, can it be solid on one side and sharp on the other? Nobody's ever going to be able to hit these people the right way. So we'll never be able to get real questions from them unless somebody goes to trial. Like the defense expert, I can't remember her name, but the one that goes through the knife evidence. She goes through a list and talks about each one of those discrepancies one by one. You can't say, Cy Ray, that a knife, it's the way they cut them and the way the skin tears that's why they think it's a serrated blade. You can't say that when the wound has striations, because striations are on the inside of the wound at the tip. It's only seen through a microscope, and striations are like hundreds or ever how many they are, these little tiny lines that are only created by a knife that has a serrated blade with fine striations. It's just cut and dry.
Yes, sir.
And no K-bar out there has fine striations. No.
Nope.
Man's gone deep.
That is a kitchen knife. And I even pulled, when you first put that out there on that whole fine striation thing, I went and dug. We don't have many of those, but I found one in my drawer, and I'm like, this is what it is. You know what I mean? It's a completely different type of knife, and no, K-bar does not make that.
Nope. And a blade, a sharp cut or a dull cut will not create, the clamshell. What do they call, not the clamshell, but the scalloped edges.
Scalloped edges, right.
The pathologist could have measured in between the scallops and told you how big the serrades were.
Yep, absolutely. That's exactly what they should have done too.
Yeah.
And of course not. I agree with that one too. That's always bothered me with that. I've seen these things in person,
Right.
working in EMS and stuff like so you can kind of like know and it truly did help. I'll be honest with you, what you did and what Logan did with the photographs that were put up. There's
Yeah.
no way most people would have ever understood, in my opinion, what the stupid report said unless you can actually visually see this stuff.
Yep.
So that was
unique.
beyond helpful.
And there was 2 different angles, like the way y'all hit different things. That was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. Very much appreciated on all aspects, I'm sure.
All the time.
Real quick here, who do you think was the guy who said that's it before getting in the vehicle at 5 a.m.? I think it was on Linda Lane dumpster can. Oh. Did you have any thoughts on that? Did you see that, Bob? The guy that at the dumpster can that said that's it when he got in the car and then they took off when he picked him up?
I've done 100 videos on it, a long time ago, but I've never, in anything that's come out, I've never been able to get any closer to it.
Yeah. It's a lot of us have been in that same aspect.
Yep.
Also, if you guys have a question, direct questions, do me a favor because I'm old and blind. Put a Q or 2 Qs in front of it so I can make sure I know it's a question. That way I don't miss it. I don't want anybody to think I'm ignoring you. I promise you I'm not. I'm just trying to keep up and I'm looking for the questions. That's very helpful, guys. Please and thank you.
One thing I do know though, if we ever get the video from Ridge Road with any extended period of time, in Stephen Becker's expert report, he lists all the vehicles that's seen on that video.
Right.
And he talks about the black SUV or dark colored SUV is actually on that video. So if we ever get that video, we'll be able to see another angle of the vehicle that leaves out at 424 because it goes through that area.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's not the same one. It's not the same one that comes back and pulls into the house. I mean, I bet my life on it. Since that's what they all thought happened, it tells me that is a perp and they either didn't realize it or didn't follow up or just didn't care.
At the dumpster getting picked up. You think that's a perp?
I would guess if I had to guess on it, I would say that's a perp, but the person leaving at 424, that one, I bet my life on that's a perp.
That's a good point. Yeah. Very good point. Where was that? I just saw somebody and I lost it. I'm sorry. I'll find it. Don't worry, you guys. I'm looking. Go ahead, Kim.
I'm reading one in the chat. Yellow around 2 wounds. Was this, where's it at? Where'd it go?
That's bruising. That's old bruising, it sounds like, if it's yellow.
Oh.
From my knowledge. Let me see here. Oh, Miss Kathy's in the house. Welcome, Kathy. Thank you for joining us tonight with Kathy's Indie Zone.
Kathy's awesome.
Yes, she is. Yes. Very much so. I think a lot of us would have been lost without some of Kathy's direction, so we're grateful for her. I'd like to find out what the panel feels the odds are regarding a Koberger post-conviction relief action. Oh, yeah. We talked about that early on, Kathy, but I think we're all in the same agreement, the boat that it's coming. At least I know I am. And like, again, Bob had stated, again, you weren't here for it, Kathy.
Yeah. She missed those tidbits.
Right.
Those were good.
And he basically told us it's coming.
Ray.
Cy did, yes. Sorry, Kathy. Cy Ray, thanks, Bob. That Cy basically told us it's coming with that whole statement we talked about last night, Kathy. 100% agree with that.
I think it's very important that everybody, if you can stomach it, to go back and re-listen to what he actually says about those different points, especially the lawsuits, law cases that he cites and everything like that.
Right.
It's very telling.
Yes, I fully agree with Kim on that one. All right, Mr. Pavarotti, I got some questions coming for you, sir.
I'm putting them in the back chat.
Yeah. I was just getting ready to ask that one. How do you feel, Pop, about both Dylan and Kaylee's phones going dark at, I think, 259?
254 or 3?
250. I thought it was 256 in that period of time.
Yeah. I don't believe in my humble opinion, I haven't seen the the phone reports, but I really don't believe they went dark. I think that's just all we have at this point on the last calls they made. Oh. I think we're going to end up seeing, actual phone reports that shows that they're active. At least, maybe not Maddie, but it showed the other ones are active all the way up to the crime.
Okay. That would
And
be.
I think
That would
that's
be.
one thing Cy Ray actually started to say yesterday in that interview is he said, well, if you look at the phone activity, it's all happening till 4, then it stops.
Yeah.
So I think when people think the phones are just not active, they're just taking the last calls that were made that we know of.
Well, it would be
so
good to see a report like that because that would
Yeah.
change a lot for a lot of people, I think.
Yes.
It's hard to keep remembering that, like, we're not seeing everything. This is just a piece of it. This is just, it's not all we're gonna get, hopefully.
Most definitely. There was a question I saw earlier. It was one of the first ones I saw. And I never even heard this until tonight. If this is true or not, I don't know. But do you know that Maddie Mogan bought a K-bar knife on July 11th of 22?
I do not know that. No.
I don't either. If that's true, oh boy. No, I did not. And if you, I think Ashley Cartwright, I think, put that out. Where did that information come from, Ashley? And if so, how do we find it? Because
I definitely need to see a receipt for that.
Yes.
So.
Well, for sure. Not that I'm denying it. I want to see the proof of that so that we actually have something to stand on with that.
And one thing I will say on that question about the phone activity, because I was always under the impression, they put in the PCA that Xana's phone activity was on TikTok at 412, but then we get the
316. Yeah.
Well, we get the 316 in the state's authentication of records.
Yes.
But I took both of those records and I uploaded it into Grok, and I said, "Explain to me how this all works." And Grok's explanation was the records in the self-authentication was an actual record from TikTok.
Okay.
Of some kind of activity that they have done at that time, and that's what it logs. The 412 record is actually from phone records activity, not TikTok. So one is showing an internal TikTok record, one is showing actual phone activity. And that's why there's a discrepancy from 316 to 412. So I believe what's going to happen when we do finally if we ever do get those records, is it's going to show us all the things that we assume didn't happen. It's going to show us it did happen.
Gotcha. That would be nice. Definitely, that would be nice.
I think I went wonky on that last weekend and thought that they gave us records from that pin, trap, and trace. But
you mean for Molly?
No, for all of them.
Oh, for all of okay, I know what you mean.
They're just like basic. I don't know. They did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So do you think there were just 2 targets in the house? And do you think it was because of retribution?
I definitely think there was 2 targets in the house for retribution.
Yeah.
I'm not 1,000% sure there wasn't 3, but I'm very careful not to put too much focus on the third one.
Yeah.
Right.
For certain reasons.
I got you.
So then there's a lot of talk. They're saying, Kaylee's the target because she had the most damage.
Yeah, I believe Kaylee wasn't the target for damage by any means. They all had specific damage. Right. I think Kaylee received different wounds because the evidence all points to Kaylee being attacked in the living room first. And that would account for her wounds. And if you account for her wounds, and that's the only reason they're saying that she's the target is because of her wounds.
Yeah.
Well, then that whole thing goes out the window.
It does. Because especially
if Kaylee's the target because of her wounds, then how do you explain post-mortem wounds on Maddie's neck that we know exist? How do we explain all the other wounds that I think are there that nobody's looking at? But I mean, there's so many more things you couldn't explain. And not to mention the manner in which Ethan and Xana were taken out. If it was just they were witnesses and they took them out real quick, then they wouldn't have a lot of the wounds that they have. So that part just doesn't hold any water to me personally.
No, I almost wondered, are Kaylee's wounds the way they were? Like, was she really trying to call Jack? And she is running around, and they're like, "Oh, we got another, a witness."
Well,
she was trying to talk to somebody.
The problem with Kaylee's wounds over everybody else's is Kaylee has no defensive wounds.
Yeah,
right. Exact, which is very weird to me because of the whole living room.
There's something to her head, though.
Well, I mean, those are defensive wounds, but none on her arms. Typical defensive wounds, none on her hands. Yeah, so my thoughts are it matches the evidence. If she's running and she's hit with blunt force, that's why she wouldn't have any defensive wounds on her hands or arms.
Yep.
Good point. Good point. And that explains also why I believe that Maddie was in the bed when she was attacked, because she has all of her defensive wounds on that left arm
Yep.
that are, what, 10 or more, something like that, wounds on that arm.
Yeah.
That tells me that she was in the bed and was putting her arm up to stop the whole thing. That makes perfect sense.
Yep.
She did have a lot to drink.
Yeah, she doesn't have any on her right arm or her right
Nope.
hand. So
No, it was just that left side, the side that she'd been attacked on. That makes perfect sense. And then Kaylee also had an injury that, to me, has always been
On the
kind
back.
of proof that she was not in the bed when she was attacked at first. Okay.
Yep.
And it's the back injuries. Okay. The, I think it was the severed liver? Or
Ooh.
well, she actually has wounds to her occipital scalp, which is the back of the head.
the back of the head. So
yeah.
if there's that one too. That's a good point. If she was in the bed, in that, even back in the corner, it's going to be kind of hard to get to the back of her to attack her that sense if she's not on the ground on her feet moving. Somebody's behind her, coming behind her to catch her. That's my opinion, always has been.
Yep.
There was
And I agree with Whitcomb, those 2 cuts on their neck. I mean, that has to be done by somebody that's behind them. In the position Kaylee was in the bed, you're not getting behind her. Now, you could get behind Maddie and make those super fit, because hers were at post-mortem.
Yeah.
You could pull Maddie up and try to mirror those 2 wounds, but you're not going to mirror those on Kaylee in that position in the bed.
No, and those were done, again, with very little pressure applied, because they were not meant to be kill wounds, in my opinion.
Yep.
I agree with that. Otherwise,
but Kaylee's were hemorrhagic. Maddie's weren't.
yes.
So I mean,
right.
Maddie's were done after Kaylee was attacked, in my opinion.
Exactly. They came back and said, well, she needs this done for this reason or whatever. Absolutely. That makes perfect sense, Bob.
Yep.
Let me see here. Let me get some more of these questions. Mrs. Joan Knapp, I think it is. Who is XC in Xana's room sample? That I've never seen before, Mrs. Joan. Sorry, I can't give an answer on that one. Let me catch these other Holly Berry, Pob. Pob, I'm one of your biggest fans, right? That had to be put out there, of course.
Of course, I appreciate everybody.
Yes. Simple Me. Do any of you feel like you've been watched either online or physically because of your coverage? I know I have been online for sure. Because of our coverage of the case. I've been warned, I've been threatened, all of that. I know I've been watched.
That recent Steve G comment, Pop, was that was from a while ago, or that was recent?
It was from like a month or so ago, I believe.
Oh wow, no doubt, huh? That's what's up. Interesting.
Poor Steve.
Yeah.
North Carolina Mountain. Yeah.
One more time.
North Carolina Mountain Man, Bob, said to please check out a Steyr AUG. I think that's what was used instead of an AK. Which we did look at that a while back. I think an aim point style red dot or a low power scope is the cylinder talked about. We did look it up, and it does make sense because it has that triangular shape. So
I think it's one of them guns that was in that bust. It was found in the trunk.
There was a lot. There was a lot of those guns, and the Bailey bust that happened in March. They took so many guns out of that and all sorts of things. So yeah. Sorry, I've already answered. I'm fairly new. Ex-Gilter. Welcome to the club, Miss Amber. Playing catch-up Cy Ray said no evidence of a cleanup, but I didn't see much evidence of amino black there. Well, no, I got you. Not much evidence of amino black on the living room floor. And I don't think there really was. There was, we saw it by the stairwell going down, and there was little spots here or there, but not in the living room floor. I agree. I'm trying to get all these questions. What would be the motive of the crime? I think that's their Right Turn Clyde was wondering, Paul, what do you think the motive of the crime would be? And I think everybody that watches you knows.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
And that would be, I mean, I think there's pretty strong evidence. I mean, nobody would ever be able to prove it 1,000% because it's not the kind of things that they would have a, documentation for you to be able to look at. But
right.
But I think if you line things up with things that happened in the cases around their parents, then you can come up with a motive pretty easy. in the time frame that it happened, and it all seems to line up perfect with the crime.
Within days.
That, along with the fact that I can't find anything on the students themselves. I mean, I can't find anything on them that they would have done to make them a target, but I can find all kinds of stuff on their parents.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy thing for me to go to. And that's one thing that Cy Ray said, man, if you ask me why he's guilty, I mean, he's got motive, opportunity. I was like, what motive? Well, they didn't even stop and ask, what do you mean motive?
There isn't any motive.
Yeah, I mean, there's no motive. What do you mean motive, Cy? I mean, why wouldn't they have asked him that?
That's 100%. Everything that, well, I will say this much. I did catch, they tried to ask him more than once all this overwhelming evidence he's claiming that they have on Brian, and he kind of danced around those points a lot. So,
well, I think the bad thing is he kept saying he doesn't know what's been released.
Yeah.
I think everything that he thinks is overwhelming evidence has actually been released.
I agree with you.
Thing, I mean, I know he's walking a tightrope, but he also thinks like a cop. So, I mean, he literally is going to think like a guilter. And his stuff is, well, he bought a K-bar in advance. He bought the cars in the video. I mean, he really believes all this stuff because he hasn't dove in on everything like we have.
Exactly.
He dove in on his CSLI, and according to his report, it told him it wasn't him.
He really wanted to say, I don't know what's been hidden.
Yeah, that's exactly
that makes
I have
sense.
a question from somebody. We came up with some questions earlier.
I'll be right back. Keep going.
Okay. Do you know whose DNA has not been tested? And someone gave an example that they were looking to see if like Hunter Johnson's DNA had been tested and they couldn't find it.
No, they never took Hunter Johnson's buccal swab. Now they did take his fingerprint exemplars to make sure that he wasn't the one that did the L5 on the backsliding door. They took his exemplars. They took Emily's. They took. I mean, they never. Hunter's not even on the radar as somebody they needed to get his DNA from.
Anybody that you think should be on the radar that, well, besides the perps that you've identified?
That's it. I mean, that's the only ones that I would expect. I mean, everybody else has been identified in this thing. They got their DNA and they compared them against all the evidence. I mean, you took your Jack D's, your Showalters, your Connor Chestnuts. I mean, when they finally released all the reports where I could go through and verify they looked at all of them. I mean, that's because I thought at one point maybe even Chestnut and Showalter maybe had some kind of ancillary thing. But I mean, when I looked at the interview for Showalter, other people looked at it and saw something totally different than me. It looked to me like they brought Showalter in for the second interview to go through the motions because they probably got 1,000 tips online and they had to do that as part of their investigation.
Right. You've probably put this to bed going through the DNA stuff, but I was running in circles with that. I think it's 37.1 and 37.2. I might have the numbers wrong.
No, you're talking about the Jack D apartment?
Yes, but in the report, they labeled it as unknown male C, and that drives me crazy.
Well, it's labeled as unknown male C because they never did identify the person whose DNA that was. But they compared unknown male C to all of the unknown male D, unknown male B unknown male D on the glove, unknown male B on the handrail. It didn't match anything in the house as far as under the victim's fingernails. So, I mean, it had no relevance to the actual case. It was just blood in the house that they didn't know who it belonged to on a house that wasn't a murder house.
I know. It's so, yeah.
But when you look at the date on that report, see, that was like on the, I think the 28th when they did that report and I have to look at the exact date, but it was way before they ever arrested Koberger. Mm-hmm. It was in the report where they came up with unknown male D, unknown male B. That was the blood in Jack D's, the male blood in Showalter's apartment. That was all in that same report. So it was real early in the investigation.
But the thing that got me about it is the way it was worded, because I did an episode on it, and it was like the blood in the house. They're like, this is unknown male, like this is my unknown pen C, and it's the same as unknown pen C. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
They ripped out the rest of the pages, Kim.
No, for me, that means they had an unknown C in the house.
Yeah.
Now, if you go down, when you're reading those reports, if you go down to the actual extraction reports on there, then you can, like the STR mix reports, you can see where they're comparing everything to evidence. And there's nothing else on anything that's unknown male C other than the blood and Jack's apartment.
Okay.
That I can find. And I think I've been through everything. So
no, I believe you. I just think it's curious. And I don't think he had anything to do with it, but I think maybe somebody could have been in his house. I don't know.
Well, I think that's what they thought in the early stages, because one of the first things they compared Koberger's buckle swab to, not his buckle swab, but actually they didn't compare Koberger to nothing initially. It compared his dad to everything.
Yeah.
So they compared 87.1. They compared it to the blood in Jack D's apartment. That was one of the first things they compared it to, because I guess they were thinking maybe Koberger had some kind of contact with Jack, or they were going to exclude that from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, that drove me crazy.
Yep.
Let's see. I got some more questions coming still. Cinderella asked the question. So do you think it was Mowich was the one that said, "I'm here to help you," and the other three perps took him out for it? Or what's the belief with that?
No, I don't know who said "I'm here to help you," but I believe Mowich, if he's a perp, and in my mind, I'm pretty certain of it. I think he got cut in the actual event, and I think he just did not get it treated. And
that's how he went septic. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was running around for a couple of days, not treating it, probably getting tanked, and sepsis set in, and everything went south for him from there.
And that I've seen things like this happen working in EMS, folks. Like it probably drinking or drugging to take the pain away and dealing with the things that way. Not treating it will make you go septic quick. And at that point, not treating it, eventually you're going to start to slide out of reality, because it affects your mind as well. And then boom, you're in big trouble at that point. That does make sense.
He probably had somebody else with him and set up that little wreck, trying to figure out a way to get him to, go to the hospital in a non-conspicuous way,
I think he did, Bob. If you look at the photographs of that truck, I was pointing this out when we were breaking this down.
Yep.
If you look at the passenger side, the what the hell you guys call that thing you flip down to keep the sun out of your eyes?
Oh yeah, the visor. That was the last minute
visor.
ditch. They go,
visor.
Let's make sure there's no drugs behind the radio. Check behind the visor.
They pulled the radio out looking for drugs of sort or something that was hidden in there. The visor was down, so that tells me somebody was sitting on that side of the truck, in my opinion. So,
well, I can tell you by the tire tracks of the way they pulled into that field, that's an 8-foot fence gap. I mean, those are 8 foot, and that truck is wide. And whoever made that turn did not have a blood sugar of 50 when they made it, because it was precision.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was a sharp
turn. Yeah.
Very good point. Very good point. I like that.
They would have had a big trailer on doing that one.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
Do you think there's a Gunderson connection to Farley? This is, again, a question from our community.
Oh, I know. Well, there's definitely a Gunderson connection to Farley, because he's married to Farley's first cousin.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep.
And then an implication in this?
I mean, I've always, speculated on that. I can't prove it, obviously, but that's something we've talked about now for a couple of years. But his other cousin is a guy named Brock Germer. And Brock Germer at the time was part of the drug task force. So any information that Farley would have had on anybody snitching, Germer could have told him really easily.
And that's Germer Construction?
Yeah, well, that's Brock Germer is Larry Germer's nephew. He's Tyson Farley's first cousin.
Those are the ones that tore down the house, huh? Right?
Yeah, they're the ones that tore down the house. That's cool. That's Farley's uncle. Is Larry Germer best friends with Scott Green? I mean, it's all
they share the same soap
right there, I guess.
Yeah.
I always thought your theory about them going to that construction site, like I thought that would be the meetup place. Like I thought that was like the perfect
Well, that's where I thought Gunderson come into play, because the video was missing from 5 a.m. on to all of that. The only person that had access to that video would be Gunderson, and he's already implicated in hiding video in other cases. So
yes, sir.
So that was always my thought on that.
Did he clock off early? Was that him?
No, you're thinking of who Lana brought up.
Yeah.
Whitman. Whitman.
okay.
Curtis Whitman. Yeah.
Gunderson would have been the on-duty officer in charge at the MPD during the time of the crime and all the way to that morning. So he's like the
he was the lead officer on scene.
Yeah, he was the lead officer, and he would have been the one that anybody would have contacted, I think, on the sly for things.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
I've always had questions about him. Something about him just does not come off right to me. Never has. So,
in refresh my memory. In showing up to the house, he probably showed up almost last.
He got there about 12:04.
Yeah. He was right behind Warner.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It was Nunez, Warner, and then him, and he was the reporting officer on scene because nobody else was available at that point. And then Lanier showed up, I think, a little while later. And then so on and so forth. So,
and according to what's his name's book, not Whitcomb, but what was the other guy that wrote the book?
Bloom.
Bloom. Yeah, Bloom. According to Bloom's book, he had a whole section on Gunderson. And he said that Gunderson was at the station at the time, so that means Gunderson got from the station to the house in 4 minutes. Knowing
Very
it must have been something serious. So.
Yeah.
He'd probably already been there all morning, from my perspective.
That's another. I was gonna say that. I didn't know if you were going to, but I was gonna throw that out there too. There's a lot of people that believe that he or somebody was there that morning beforehand, and I think that there was definitely phone calls made from that house, maybe to him, maybe to somebody else within the college, and then there was a phone call made. There were phone calls made about the whole situation early that morning. Yeah, I think that's when everything started. I truly agree with that.
Yep.
Let me see here. Logan, anything? You looked a little like you were going to say something.
Well, I just find this interesting. Labs Blue Haze has been posting in chat that she saw it on TruCrime Designs channel. The Gonsalves family had a private investigation company back in 2014.
They had a PI.
They did.
Oh, okay.
They had two of them.
That's strange.
Oh, you talking about they had a company that they own themselves?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like they
No, I know they hired investigators at the early part of the case.
Hold up. Wait a minute. That's new. I took that wrong too. I thought you meant they hired a PI.
No, they owned a PI company back in 2014.
No way.
It would be new if
I don't know.
Steve was an IT guy for this company that Pav brought up earlier.
Oh,
where'd you find that at, Labs?
It's TruCrime Designs channel. I'm not sure how far back it is though.
We watch her. Well, I will go looking for it. Good call. Good point. Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me check here. Trying to find all these questions before we get. I don't want to drag you in here too long, Paul. How much did Mowich connect? How much did Mowich connect? Could he be the I'm here? Oh, we already went through that one. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was already asked, Dave. My apologies. Could he be the I'm here to help you guy? I know there's a theory. The reason why this is being asked, Pav, there's a theory out there that I've heard it many times now, that people think that Mowich may have, once he got involved in what was going on, changed his mind in the midst of it and tried to help them. And that is why maybe he was shut down. One of the theories.
I think that's just somebody's imagination coming to life and typing words.
Yeah, it's a little out there for me. Once somebody that does something like that, they're not going to change their mind.
I think it's a little out there that EMS didn't show up when they found him, huh?
Yeah. When you call about a guy that's in a ditch, according to the ladies, the actual video
recorder,
exactly.
And then the EMT, now that they found the new one, I didn't even put that one out yet. Y'all probably have, but they got the new one where it shows the EMT actually calling and saying, "I need the cops to meet me at the hospital. This guy, in case he wakes up." I'm like, well, why are they calling the cops when the guy's in the back seat of the cop car until the EMT arrives? Then they're going to put him into the ambulance and then call the cops and say, "Hey, get over here." And you were EMT, Dago. How many times did they call how many times did you call the cops because somebody woke up and was startled and they wanted them to meet them at the hospital because somebody kept waking up startled? I mean, does that ever happen?
Never. Well,
they did it. They called and said, "We want you to meet us at the hospital because this guy's waking up startled."
Yeah, no. That doesn't make any damn sense to me at all.
No.
That's
Now,
wild.
now we've picked up people that were called in via 911 that the police didn't respond to, that we've called in when we're called, because you have to call into the ER if you're rolling and say, hey, we got this going on, to get them ready for it, and said, hey, you might want to have PD on hand because there's something dark about this, or something's not right with this. This is what it is. That's how that usually works. But
Yep.
never ever has that ever happened to me, or ever heard of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would think anybody that woke up in an ambulance would be startled.
No, if you're that bad off, no, that's weird.
Might be one of those things. We got a little something further going on here, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing but red flag.
Absolutely.
Is it past 7 already?
Oh,
It
buddy,
is. Yeah, I know.
7:04.
I'm gonna have to wrap it up, y'all.
That's all right. That's all right.
I
was
sure
looking at the
appreciate y'all
time.
having me on. I've been wanting to come on here with y'all for a while.
Yes, and we
Oh,
appreciate that
you.
very much. And hopefully we can do it again sometime soon.
Yep.
I'm trying to put together another one of those. I said it's Atlanta, and a couple of creators that I want to put together another roundtable conversation where we all get together and break it down. So I will be in touch with you if you're available to do that. I would definitely love to have you involved in that as well again.
Okay.
Sir.
Anything I can do to help, I appreciate everybody in the community.
Absolutely. And again, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I hope we didn't pull you away too long from what you got to get going.
I hope I didn't talk too much and interject my old strong opinion on too many things.
No, not at all.
We wanted your opinion. We want your
idea.
Yeah.
Do you have any last questions, Kim or Logan, before he takes off? Any last thing you want to ask him real quick? Or?
Really, really quick. If you had to persuade a room full of homicide detectives, 3 pieces of evidence that, would prove your point of this case, what would they be?
If I had to, my point as far as which point, I know I've got a lot of points.
That, like the whole case that, it's not Brian Kohberger.
If I had to prove 3 points that it's not Brian Kohberger, I would take the evidence that we know that's available that they say is evidence against Brian Kohberger, and I would show them how the evidence against Brian Kohberger that they say they have is incorrect. Number one, the Sunset Mart video. If you look at the correct timestamp on the Sunset Mart video with the FBI's adjustment to the timestamp, and then you look at the Ridge Road video and you watch that thing go through at the proper time, there's no other car coming through there for the next minute. We have enough of that video to prove that. And as you're watching that car not drive through there, you're watching the car that they said it was drive past Linda Lane and into the neighborhood. So how are you going to say this car right here is the car pulling in the neighborhood when this is the one you're saying doesn't have a front license plate, when the car that you're saying is pulling into the neighborhood's on another camera at the same time? So you got your cars wrong. And it's not something that's new, because you got your cars wrong on these other 2 videos over here that you said it was this car 3 times. So take your car evidence, because nothing you have in all of your reporting says that you can identify a car other than these, and these are wrong. So you're wrong on the car, throw it out. Your CSLI, you've got nothing. Here's the expert report from Cy-Ray. There's no phone activity between 254 and 448. He's never anywhere near the house during that time. So you can't say he's near the house during that time, because you have no activity. And then you got your DNA. I mean, we could go through that 1,000 times over. You got a speck of DNA, and that's your entire case. And you can't put somebody away for a speck of DNA on an object that's movable, even if you could prove it was his. And I guarantee you, if you give us enough time to dive into your computer records, you got some manipulation going on even around that. Not to mention, you broke privacy laws and every other kind of health and HIPAA law to even try to get to somebody to get that information. And then you rebuilt a bogus case after you got it. So, yeah, let me at them. I mean, let me at them.
Amen, brother. Amen. Absolutely. Much appreciated, sir.
I'm going to jump off here. It was great. Good to see you, Mike. It was great to be on here, and thank y'all, everybody. I'm gonna vamp out for Mrs. Pop puts me in a headlock.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yes, sir. We don't want that.
My head from my shoulders here.
Thank you,
sir. Have a great night, sir. Keep up the great work, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right, y'all have a great evening.
Thank you.
I don't know how to close. How do I?
I'll get you out of here. Don't worry about it. There we go. You're all set.
We'll push you out the window.
Good stuff, Bob. Thank you very much, sir. All right. He's good now. Great stuff. I knew we got him a little longer than he was anticipating too. So I'm grateful for that. I hope he doesn't get in no trouble for that.
Someone said, "Bam, bam."
Yeah,
That's his phrase.
Bam.
Yeah.
There it is.
I liked his theory to the lead up on what's going on.
Yeah, definitely. I love listening to him, and I like the passion that he carries for this and the work that he puts in for sure, without a doubt. He definitely fits. I think we all fit into that boat very well, and he's definitely, like I said, one of the hardest workers out here as far as digging and investigating things. So very grateful for him.
Yeah,
very
he's
grateful.
had a journey on this case. I mean, he hasn't stuck to one thing. He has.
No, he started off that Brian was guilty. You are right, Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
and
he goes back and corrects himself a lot.
Yeah, he's made a hell of a turn from the beginning too.
Yeah.
That is facts. Yes, definitely. So, moving on, since we got a little more time left to ourselves here. Again, thank you, Paul, for joining us. Always appreciated, sir. And I'm looking forward to getting him in on that round table we're trying to put together with all of us. I think that'll be amazing. That's gonna be something else. I'll tell you again. So moving on, any other thoughts that we should be breaking down here, Miss Logan, Miss Kim? I know there's plenty to talk about. We hit a lot of it. I think one of the main points, you guys, that I wanted to point out tonight is I fully agree with him too. The way he said it is perfect. That Cy basically told us that the appeal is coming. That Cy explained it. Cy gave us the reason for it, and he said to be looking for it. That it's coming. So,
and just to get a trial, you guys, just get a trial and get everything out, right? It's got to be put out, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
fully agree, Kim. Fully agree. That would be, I mean, even if it does go the direction like Paul believes, that where he's just completely released and exonerated from it, that would be awesome too. But at the same time, I hate to say this. I would love to see, I think we need to see a trial. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we need to see a trial to point to everything that is there and not there.
See the actors burn.
Exactly. And then at the end of that, if it points to the same situation, yeah, that's the way it should be, I think.
I think that's the only way that Brian could get out of this and have a life.
Yes,
is to have it go to trial. Because the people, like, especially the families, like, and I understand them thinking, but if prosecution gets up there with what we think they don't have, like, and the whole world can see it.
I think they lost their tabs along the way, Kim.
That might be the only thing that, that would be, you know what I mean?
It'd be something.
I fully agree with you, ma'am. Because listen, guys, and I know where you're at, Liz. I'm going to address this next, but if Brian were to just walk, okay, straight out of jail at the point that this is at right now, think about that for a minute, okay? No way is he going to be okay. He's going to have to go into like Whitstead or some shit. There's so many people that think he did this, without a doubt, and that there's so much hate out there for him. So without having a trial to show the actual facts and everything and expose it to the world, no, I agree with Kim. Like, you have to show that to everybody so that the world can look at him in a different light other than what the propaganda has put him in, okay, which is guilty, guilty, monster, guilty, 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 monster, guilty. That's how everybody sees him. So you let somebody like that walk out the door to the free world without exposing a trial or anything, that's like a death sentence, in my opinion, for him.
So someone asked a good question in chat. Exonerated is not guilty, like not guilty. Like if he goes to trial and they're like, you're not
involved,
guilty, that's different than exonerated is
completely and fully not involved.
Yeah, like wiping all of
completely. Yeah, so that's exoneration.
So not guilty is like, oh, you didn't have beyond a reasonable doubt, or and maybe they could charge you again, right? No,
that's a
no. There's double jeopardy is what you're talking about. If it goes to trial and it's found, he's found to be innocent at that point, and then they can't charge him again from that point. You can't do double jeopardy. Is that what you're asking? Because you still look confused.
I'm trying to figure out the difference between exonerated and not guilty.
I wonder what the internet says.
I'll give you an exact on that. Hold on.
That was a good question in the chat. I mean, I know what it means. Exonerated means you had like we have proven innocence. We have proven you had nothing to do with this crime. No way, no how. But I'm just trying to think when you're in the court process, how does that become an option? Like, remember the fiasco we went through with Karen Reed's case and the jury ticket and what they had to check for the boxes?
Yeah.
Like, is that an item? Like innocent, not guilty, guilty. I don't know.
Well, okay, here's the difference. An exoneration and an acquittal, okay, being acquitted, they have a similar outcome, but they are different concepts. An acquittal occurs when the court finds you not guilty. This doesn't necessarily mean that you are incorrect. It means that you were charged with a crime, but the jury or judge does not believe that you're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. In that case, they find you not guilty and you will be acquitted. When you get exonerated after a court has already found you guilty, when the court exonerates you, it dismisses all the related charges against you, unlike being found not guilty, and it means that the court has found you innocent. So I guess now there's different variations of like of course we know pardon is dismissal. The court decides to dismiss all charges against you. When you get exonerated, this affects the results of the original trial. An acquittal, if it does not dismiss the charges against you, that they can start a new trial where they found you not guilty based on new evidence. During this trial, they will acquit you of original charges. And then in a release, if a court exonerates you of all charges that sent you to prison, you will get released.
Yeah. This says, so let's see. Being exonerated means a conviction has been reversed or dismissed. So that's what I always thought when Brian said, I can't wait to be exonerated. It's almost like he knew I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, but new evidence will come out and they will prove me innocent. And that's when it's like being freed from.
Yes. And he was convicted, okay, based on a plea deal, but.
Right. Well, should be my neighbor.
Yeah. My stomach is killing me, so I'm going to get up and walk around every once in a while.
Hey, just do it.
I get like gallbladder attacks.
Bronx alert. Bronx alert. Absolutely. Yeah, do what you got to do, Kim. No, I definitely don't want you uncomfortable.
Do you have a gallbladder?
Yes.
Do you think that's what it is?
I don't know. I've had all the tubes looking. Nothing's wrong. I'm like, then why am I in excruciating pain?
Oh, no.
When you asked me that question, I was like, what in the hell? Why did she ask me that? Like, I've never had medical issues. I don't know. Like,
it makes all the muscles in my back tighten up.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, that sounds like when I had mine. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Carlos for a minute.
No.
Have you had your pancreas checked?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
That should be next.
Ultrasounds and stuff.
Do you use sunscreen?
Do I brush my teeth twice a day?
Were you pressure washing yesterday? Where were you yesterday at 12 p.m.?
You take your vitamins, Kim?
Woo!
The verdict from completely unfucking filtered, folks.
I have to tell you something funny, Logan.
Pressure washing.
I put in a couple records requests.
Yeah.
And one of them, they came back and they're like, oh, someone already asked for this. So it would just be like $30. And I had been talking to Connor and he's like, I don't know anybody that's asked for that. Like, really? And
wait, which one was it?
Well, what I asked for was whoever Kaylee did her like teaching experience with that report.
yeah.
It's like 59 or something like that. So I'm like, okay, $30. He's like, yeah, go ahead, pay it. Like, I don't think anybody, got that. And so I'm like, okay. They sent me what Outcast just got, the Sobro. It was the Sobro. I like start listening to it and I'm like, what is this? They sent me the wrong thing.
What
Jesus
the?
Christ. That's why it was $30.
Gosh.
That's why you got $30. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing I was upset about was that they close it right after you get it. They close it, and I'm like, no, you can't close it. And so I called them, and they reopened it. So
good.
Did you tell them it wasn't what you wanted?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Who do you talk to when you call there?
I'm like, you sent. They didn't answer the phone. I left a message.
Pretty
I'm
much.
Like, this isn't what I asked for.
Oh my God.
Speaking of interviews, the Sophia Whitehead interview's out. Connor got that one.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh. Where the hell did she live? The Whites.
In the house. He was the person that had the spare room, remember?
Okay. So get me this. So
one of them.
If Kaylee supposedly only lived in that house 3 months, why did she switch bedrooms?
Bigger bedroom with the sliding glass door. She probably started off in Xana's room, which was not that great. It was in the middle of the house. And if she had the option to take that room upstairs, I would have done the same thing.
Who was in the room that she couldn't do it from the get-go? Well, she just had a decision change. Must have been
probably. No, it was Ashlyn, remember? It was told, well, we were told that Ashlyn initially had that room and then decided that she wasn't coming back. And Kaylee said, can I have your room?
My name is Jeff.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate you.
No problem. Anna D, welcome. How do you feel about what Cy said about 10 out of 10 jury? Well, I think Cy is up his rocker saying that, because if you look at the evidence that doesn't exist, what the hell would they convict him on? Is my problem. There was nothing unless again, and we're going to talk about this too, guys, because I think it's important to bring this up. I can't. He's so cute, Logan. Look at him.
Oh, he's like, Mom, it's 2 hours and 6 minutes and 48 seconds.
He's having a rough day. He's having a rough time.
Bubba.
We love Bronx. But that's what I think, Anna, on that real quick, just so you know. I think he's off his rocker with that one because, again, unless they have something that we have not seen, which I guess it's possible, but there's nothing they have to convict him.
No.
10 out of 10, my ass. 1 out of nothing. Okay? 0 for nothing.
The comment of his was just weird. It's like, where did you just come with that?
Yeah, it was definitely off. Now, I'm going to bring it up now just to get out of the way because he did say something at the very end of the interview that bugged me a little bit, okay? Considering my stance on this case. And he said, and it made me start thinking right away. He said that there's some things that have not been released that you guys haven't seen yet, that I can promise you that if and when or once you see them, people are going to change their mind. And me knowing my stance on this case, that bugged me because I want to know what you think is so strong that they haven't shown us yet that would make me change my mind of all people.
Maybe it's the real phone records.
Well, it would point to the fact that Brian was guilty at that point. Okay. So again, I want to know what they could possibly have that has not been released that they didn't lead with. Okay. That would make me think that Brian was guilty of this. And I've said this before, folks, aside from having a fucking video of Brian Koberger walking in that house and coming out covered in blood, I don't think there is anything, but
there isn't. They would have used it. They had a weak ass case.
Yes, they would have led with it. I agree with that too, Logan. And I said that night. Now, it made me think though, okay? And I'm not saying that this would change my mind, but we all remember that they sealed everything that had anything to do with Brian's psychological evaluations and stuff, okay? That was sealed. They went balls to the wall to seal that shit, set everything down, sealed it up tight. And none of that stuff is going to be released. So, was there something that happened within his evaluation? Is all I was questioning. That because knowing the prosecutor's office, especially this one, and how prosecutors work, that they would have used this as a tool. like absolutely hammer him, okay? To make him into the monster that he's not. They would have done something with something that they found in his past probably to make him look like the person that they want him to be. And I wondered if that had something to do with what he was saying. It's the only thing I can think of. Like Logan said, there's nothing. There
That
is
had
nothing.
a bit of word vomit.
Well, again, I don't. It's the only thing that makes my brain flutter a little bit and think, what the hell could there possibly be that we haven't seen other than like a fucking video, which we know they don't have that, okay?
Yeah.
And everybody looks at things and perceives things different. Remember that. So he may have looked at whatever this is and said, "Oh my God, that means that he did this and that would do," and because people do perceive things differently. That's the only thing I can think of would be that psych eval. But there at the same time, I gotta wonder, was he able to see that? Okay, that's the other problem. So I don't know how to take that question. And I was gonna bring that up to Paul, but never got to bring that up to him to ask him. So I'm gonna send him an email on that one and see what his feelings are.
Hey,
but again,
copy and paste Vivian.
I'm sorry.
Copy and paste Vivian.
Oh yeah, of course. That's right. They had so much. If they had so much legit shit, why wouldn't they want to shit? That's my point right there. I would think that if you have something that is so like stone cold on this guy, that would have led with it. They would have put it out there.
Yeah.
They would have danced with it. Okay.
You would have think your timeline would have actually looked right, huh?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I think Thompson would have been breakdancing with any kind of fucking information.
Yeah.
That would have pointed directly at
But
Brian.
anyways,
period.
you wouldn't have had all this scribble scratch shit in any of your evidence. Where's the evidence that would have proved that, right?
That's what I mean. That is exactly what I mean. There's no way that they would have passed on something, even holding out for a trial that they were never going to have, in my opinion. They knew that from day one. To let it go by like that. I just don't believe that they would rather take a plea deal than to put some kind of massive evidence to the world. I don't believe that.
I don't understand why Ray said that there was an abundance of DNA of Brian Koberger's. We have the number of how much DNA there was, and it's not much.
Also, Logan, you heard him blatantly lie. He did that was horrible what he said. He said this was not trace DNA. It was a whole. Whoa, bro, stop. Yes, it was, and you can't change that narrative at this point. We were told it was what 1/10 of an octillion of a something of trace DNA. That is trace.
What Pop just said debunks that shit.
There's no blood DNA on Brian Koberger, folks. That's the only thing that would be. And he said it was a whole lot. No, it wasn't. So where is that coming from? That's a great point, Logan.
So one of my gal pals in chat that we talk back and forth all the time. She tried to get some information from Pennsylvania, the state of Pennsylvania, on Brian Koberger. And the route that she took was a little bit different. However, she was denied, but the denial letter she got was so very interesting of the wording they put together. And so we'll be sharing it this week. I can't remember off the top of my head what the exact words were, and I don't want to ruin it. But it was very interesting, talking about covert operations and stuff.
Oh, no. I think I know what you're talking about, because I think somebody else has received that where it brings out, it says, we cannot fulfill this because, and it lists like 5 different reasons, which include, but not, let me remember what they were. I remember that word being involved, national security being involved, and a couple other things being involved, I think, was what, if it's the same thing.
So
I remember somebody saying
Pennsylvania has a different fine print of clauses to cover themselves, right?
Yeah, but you can only label things, Mikey, a certain type of way if there's certain things attached to it. You can't label it that way if they're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know Miss Potts got a really interesting response one time.
Her love letters from the FBI. That's what she calls it, right? If the FBI, that's what it was. It had something to do with, again, national security. She's the one that I got that from, Logan. That whole thing you're just saying right there. It was almost the same exact thing. It had the words covert in it and all sorts of shit. So
I think
curious.
it probably pretty much tells you they can't speak on an investigation that's going on someplace else and it's not in their district.
No.
Well, no, we'll see next week.
Yeah. Now you got me wanting to watch the damn. You better make the damn video soon, then, Logan, because now I'm going to be all over it.
Well, I can tell you the exact wording or the exact one word that was used that got my attention. Let me find it real quick.
Show thing, ma'am. Get him wrong.
He's got his eyes on a. Maybe it's a
bird.
Kangaroo, Joey. Imagine if you seen a kangaroo.
Bronx is waiting for his friend.
Oh.
That's why he's in the window. I said, your friend is coming.
Uh-oh. He's waiting. Where they at, Mom? Where
He's
they at?
watching cars. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we'll get to that too, Doc McClendon. I did bring that to Paul's attention. To get his opinion, but yeah, that's something else that bugged me too. This whole interview, like I said, welcome back, Miss Kim.
Oh, thank you. While Logan's looking that up, can we go back to what you were saying about the what Cy said about changing people's minds?
No, we're done. We're done talking about it. We're not talking about it again. I'm just kidding. Yeah, of course. That was something that I really, it bugged me, and that's why I mentioned if you were.
I took it a different way.
Oh, did you?
As I do sometimes.
Come on, teach.
Yes.
I don't, because he didn't say who he was talking about. And I think he's talking about the general public. He's going to.
Wait.
He said something's going to come out that's going to change people's minds, I believe, is how he said it.
I think so.
So that's not necessarily us. I think it's going to be the narrative that they have plastered all over mainstream media. I think those people are going to have to change their minds. That's just my opinion. That's how I took it.
You mean go in the other direction? I see what you're saying now. Okay.
Yeah, everybody that thinks that they believe everything that they put out into the world on all the mainstream media. Yeah, the guilters are going to have to change their minds. That's what I think.
Well, I mean, maybe, but I thought because of the way he was talking about it, that it was in reference to people not believing that Brian was guilty. But I could have taken it wrong too. So
that's a good clip to maybe go back and listen to again. I really think I'm really curious about this Netflix. Because their trailer was like, all about the body cams and stuff like that. So that's what makes me think they're going to start showing
no
actual
Brian
proof.
Yeah, and that's I guess I was already on top of what you were saying. I already had it pulled. How you like that? No, I agree with you. I do agree with you because in that aspect of it, I think the way it was explained to us was that this Netflix special is not what we think it's going to be. It's not going to be a hit piece. It's going to be something completely different. Well, if you're telling the truth, sir, which I hope to God you are, that needs to happen. And that you're right. That would absolutely change some shit. Because a lot of the people that watch this stuff, a lot of the people that get this stuff and get, they get their mindset comes from watching these shows in mainstream media, and that's where they get locked in at. So if a TV series were to come forward that pointed to all the bullshit that happened and all the corrupted side stuff going on, yes, that would absolutely change a lot of people's minds, in my opinion. I fully agree with that. And that would be amazing because then everybody could maybe join our club a little bit and say, hey, now I see what you're saying. We've been showing you this for 3 years now. Here you go. Do you see it now finally? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And again,
I'll go back and listen to that part again and just to make sure.
I have it here. I want to hear it myself. So I can't remember exactly where it was. I'm trying to remember.
Someone just made a comment in the chat too, that the guy that made the Netflix is the Paradise Lost guy.
Yep.
That documentary was very neutral, I think. Just here, they interviewed everybody. They showed all sides. They showed here was one theory, here was another, right?
Yeah.
They put the spotlight on everybody.
Everything.
So
Yep.
I hope that would be fair, I think, to do that.
Well, one of the main things that I noticed just in the trailer for it was that every other hit piece we've seen, the main topic that they show in the trailer is Brian Koberger. They didn't show his face in this trailer at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not once, which is interesting. So that's I'm very, very much anticipating, and I'm real curious about what AMC is going to do. I expect AMC to be a hit piece without a doubt, but you never maybe
Yeah.
everybody's finally seeing these things for what they are, and boom, you know what I mean? What if that'd be great if they both were, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I doubt it, but yeah.
Just saying. Anyway, let me check this here real quick and see where we're at.
On this. In this particular case, that's what was done. They took the original S&P profile, and I'm just throwing numbers, don't quote me.
Do those transcripts.
Ancestry.com. I do the swab.
That had come up.
The plea deal, and Brian accepted the plea. We all
Would expect on a dirt road. It's also very consistent with he was in Ross, where
be part of that is outside the scope. However, defense team, when they decided to accept that plea deal, who was that? Was that Ann Taylor? Was it Becca Barlow? Was
this plea deal or not?
Does anybody remember right around where this was? So I'm like not sitting here for 3 hours trying to find this point. I can't. I knew it was towards the end, but I don't think it was towards the end. If that made any sense at all.
Your Honor, I cannot effectively represent my client without this continuance. We have the lead defense attorney saying in open court on the
Well, this is important too. So listen to this again, you guys.
record. I cannot provide adequate assistance. What does that mean? The door for appeal is wide open. And anybody who's like, well, then how does that factor into the appeal? Garza versus state of Idaho. Just go do some reading on Garza versus Idaho. Time is on their side. So, the plea deal does not surprise me when I look at the rulings we got, and I'm saying from the defense side, what happened in open court and the lead defense attorney saying, ineffective counsel, I can't effectively represent my client. A plea deal stops everything. It prevents. And why is everybody being so secretive? Because it stops everything from being discovered. The defense doesn't have to reveal their tactics. They can sit back. They can review everything now. They're going to get another bite at the apple, potentially, depending on how potential rulings come out in reference to Garza. More importantly, IGG is just now starting to have enough cases that it's being challenged at levels above state of Idaho. And, a really critical IGG ruling could completely reframe this entire case. And the idea that the AG from Idaho actually goes on a national news media and says, we risk everything for IGG. And if we lose the IGG, we lose the entire case. His words were, it would be devastating to this case. We would lose everything. The plea deal makes 100% sense to me from the side of the defense. It is a smart move. And anybody who's like, I don't know what Ann Taylor's thinking, is playing checkers while Ann Taylor's playing chess.
There it is, folks. And that is exactly why I fully agree with Pav when he said, Cy told us the appeal's coming. He knows. It's obvious that he knows. I think most of us realize that he was very closely working with Ann and probably knows anything that's coming. And I think that's why he explained it the way he did at the point that he did. So for anybody that missed that, there that is. Now, the other thing that Kim was talking about, damn it.
I guess I don't really understand that, though, because he wasn't even told about the plea hearing. He heard about the plea hearing when the rest of the public did.
No. What do you mean? Hold on.
How would Cy Ray know in advance anything that's happening when he didn't even know in advance they were taking a plea deal?
Well, no. I think this here, he learned after the fact, like after the conviction and everything, because I think him and Ann, like I said, they talk. I think they seem to have a relationship way different than what her and Turby have. And I think that they've talked since the situation, and I think that's why he believes what he believes and thinks now that he knows something's going on in the background. You know what I mean? after the fact. Not like he wouldn't have known then, but I think he knows now, if that makes any sense to you.
My name is Jeff.
It doesn't seem to, because you still look like you're not getting what I mean. Maybe I'm not getting what you mean. I don't think I am. Because say what you said again.
Who, me?
Yes, you. That's who I was talking to.
I was just saying that how would he know if there was going to be anything filed by Brian Koberger if he didn't even know when the plea deal was happening? Ann Taylor didn't tell anybody about the plea deal. He found out when the general public found out.
Okay, then I took it
Is
wrong.
my understanding.
Yeah. No, you're right. But I think, like I said, that him and Ann Taylor are almost maybe friendly, okay, and maybe talk regularly. And I think that is why I think they've had conversations about this. And I think that's why he's saying what he's saying, because he knows, based on things she said, that this is coming, that's probably something she's been working on in the background, which is another reason, and would truly, if you think about this, you guys, it would explain why she snapped the hell out on Dr. Turvey for saying the things he did. Because
how come Cy Ray gets to say stuff then? How would he be able to come out and even do this interview if he's still under an NDA and Brian Koberger is gonna appeal?
They're
he
both
wouldn't be able to
expert
say any of
witnesses
this.
for the same person.
I know
It's
what you
weird.
mean. Yeah. Well, one, he waited till his report dropped. That way he could talk about that stuff. But I agree with you.
It doesn't seem
that's
right.
a hard way. You can't answer that. That's a good question.
Yeah, you got two expert witnesses for the same side, and you're getting two different stories.
Well,
Right.
I mean, again, it almost looks like favoritism, I guess, to say the least. If you want to accept that she likes him more than she likes Turvey. You know what I mean? That she trusts him, maybe, that they're friends, maybe. Her and Turvey are just working together, and maybe she don't like him. And that, I know that sounds so petty, folks, but how else would you explain that? I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question, Logan. It really is.
Where was the disconnect?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like SRB said, Turvey's reports were out as well. So it's almost like she just doesn't either like nor trust him. And maybe that's it. I don't know. I could be completely wrong on this. And
I'm
this
sure
was
we'll
just
find
thought.
out.
But it does sound, I agreed with Bob on that wholeheartedly. Like he was telling us that, I said that last night, that this is coming.
I wonder if that guy that we talked about backstage will come into play.
I forgot, Mike.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree. And that's another problem too, is a lot of people, me included, I don't trust other things that he says. So how do we know? Somebody said it in chat earlier. How do we know we can trust him? Good point.
They actually had to read his own report to him because he was contradicting his very own report that just came out a week ago.
I agree.
It's weird.
And that's Paul pointed that out earlier too, that he didn't seem to know much of anything, which is kind of a problem.
He didn't know what was already out.
Yeah, how do you not know? Then how do you know what you can speak on and what you can't?
Well,
I don't understand that.
I fully get it.
I guess it kind of seems like, hey, I know too much, and I really don't know what I should tell you right now.
Well, see, Jules even said it last night. Like I said, she was in the chat really late, and we were almost done. And she was like, "Dago, he even admits himself he doesn't keep up on documents, and he's talking out of his ass." I mean, I get it. So I don't know. Do we believe some of what he says and not others, or do you not believe anything he says, or do you believe everything he says? That's how it's very hard to take him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't know if any of y'all knew this, but maybe he has a problem updating his credentials too, because I didn't know anything about. Yeah.
Him being a DNA expert.
Yeah.
No, he does everything. He does everything.
I feel like I always talk about coincidences and contradictions, right? We always talk about that over on my show. And this is too much of a coincidence for three big people to come out. Someone writes a book, an expert comes out, guns blazing, that's Turvey, and then you got Cy coming out. That you can't tell me that's a coincidence. I just feel like this is a
timing.
What's the word? A concerted effort. It's planned to me, because it's just too much of a coincidence. And I feel like I wouldn't call it damage control. I feel like if there's an appeal coming, the massive population in the world, whoever's following this case, or what's in the mainstream news, is like, they've got the right guy. He took a plea deal. He pled guilty, said he did it. He's guilty. And you have to do something to start thwarting that, I think it's like a trickle effect, right? We're going to write the book, and we're going to give some, because out of that Whitcomb book, even though he got things wrong, we got names, we got names to go with the interviews that were done. Like, we got some nuggets out of that. And then,
so was Turvey the trickle effect?
Now, this is a little tinfoil hat-ish, but even Pav said, and playing chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
What if the whole beef with Turvey was to kind of protect him in a way for what he said? Because he's the one, if you look at all three of them, he went out with like no holds barred. I'm just saying stuff. And
maybe he's the leak, huh?
No. Well, no. But maybe it's his, like, he said things that he contradicted the crime scene. That's huge.
Yeah.
And I know there's issues about him or whatever, but I'm talking about the whole back and forth with him and Ann Taylor. What if that was a ploy for her to, because if she's going to do an appeal, and if things are going a certain way, and it's they're fighting against the narrative. Yeah, preparation, like, she's going to act like, how dare you? How dare you go out and say that? You didn't have permission to do that.
We talked about
but
this
she
too.
really wanted him to, because it helped Brian.
It's all part of, like we've talked about this before, like, how far was she backed up against the wall? And is this the only way to get this out?
Look at that system. In the whole country, you can find pockets here and like issues here and there, but in that area, it seems really deep. Like, how do you fight against that?
I mean, that's a good question. That is a good question.
That's just my, outside the box thinking.
Yeah. No, I get it. I absolutely get it. Great way to fight the mainstream media. Good point.
You got to, how else do you do it? I don't know.
Did he say that I knew he said that Hitler hated him. Like, he seems to be afraid of Hitler. I didn't hear the Ann thing though. Did somebody else hear that?
No, he said Hitler hates him.
Yeah, for sure. Like, he didn't want to talk about Hitler at all, because
he might
put me in jail or something. Yeah, that's what he said. But I didn't hear him say anything negative like about Ann though. That's what I'm confused. If I missed it, I'm sorry. Let me see. Yeah, I get it, Jesse. I get it. Fully get it. I would love to have Travis listen to him talk and see what Travis thinks.
I was thinking about that when I took a break.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Especially because you can see his facial expressions and all this.
Right.
He's got some tidbits.
Let me see here. The defense. I'm just trying to check the chat. Travis, was he? I didn't even see him. I was busy.
Travis was in the chat when he was for Cy's interview. That's interesting. He was probably just let me listen and take notes.
Oh, he said both sides. Okay, thank you, Happy. SRB. You were saying it to Happy. That's why I said that. Got you. So I must have missed that completely.
I mean, I don't understand from the very beginning. Cy Ray promised Lana the first interview over and over and over and over, and then he didn't give it. Like,
you know why I think that is
with that program,
because
she would have nailed him.
Thank you. Because they've talked on the phone. They've had multiple conversations. They know each other. I'm sure he's watched her, and everybody we all know Lana, okay? She would not have allowed, as soon as he'd have started spitting some of this stuff, you're right,
Yeah.
she'd have nailed him to the wall. So
Something
I
changed.
think he knew that, and that's why he did not do her interview first.
Absolutely.
Maybe he created new alliances. Working for the government all that time, you know?
Right. Yeah, hold on a minute. Let me find it. Anyway, I'll find that. I'm gonna go back and find that.
Somebody says that can't be right. Sunday night apparently he's going on. That gotta be impossible.
Who is Cy? Because he said he wasn't gonna do any more interviews after that one.
Exactly. That's why.
I mean, if he does, he does. That's fine. But
is that like a Joe Rogan's dead comment?
Well, Lana talked to him today.
No, I didn't know that. Oh boy.
Yeah, she talked to him today, and I think there's a plan, which I love. This idea is for them to I forgot how she worded it, but like present the case, like walk through the case, present the case, and I think that would be, because I think they're trying to find a way, because he knows she will drag him through the trenches, right? Like
he knows, yeah. Yeah.
So I think they're trying to find a neutral way. Like, let's just stay focused on the facts. This is my interpretation, but I believe that they're going to collaborate and do something through the case.
Well, that would be good because he does kind of owe her, something, in my opinion. So yeah, Travis said 3 hours ago, I was asked to present this, that I've been thinking about two things since watching Cy on Custody Queens, and I think it was stellar video. Objectively, Custody Queens did excellent with questions, and Cy was an excellent guest. Thinking out loud here. In Sherlock Holmes, Guy Ritchie's Robert Downing Jr. says something like constructing the facts to suit the theory versus constructing a theory to suit the facts. It's a fictional story, but the articulation is great. I see this problem in certain areas of science that I am personally interested in. It can possibly be a problem in forensic and investigations too. Which one are we dealing with when it comes to Idaho 4? By Cy Ray's own admission, it was an unethical investigation. He right away said the entire investigation. So thinking of it simplistically, from 1,000 feet view, if it's true that the means were unethical, then why exactly should the public believe in the results of the investigation? Is what we are dealing with is a thoroughly unethical investigation that just so happens to be correct in the end. Incompetence often leads you to corruption. Think about when you were in grade school, when you or someone else in class didn't pay any attention to the lecture. Incompetence, in quotes, when the test came, the almost expected, hey, let me see your answers, and the incompetent cheats. That's a prevalent fundamental human nature problem. When incompetence abounds, cheating follows. With that in mind, did their incompetence escalate to cheating? With the power of the FBI, the cheating could be potent. Or did it only stay at incompetence and never break that barrier to cheating? And then he says, I lied. I have 3 thoughts.
What?
Cy Ray says about Dylan Bethany waiting 8 hours to call 911. It was a terrible decision, which pissed me off to no end. A decision, this indicates that Cy Ray believes not that Dylan and Bethany were ignorant to the crime, but that they did make a decision. Ooh, there you go. I think that's fascinating to think about. What exactly was that decision in the minds of Dylan and Bethany? According to Cy Ray, I wonder. Great post, Travis. If you can hear me, that was good point, bro. Oh, I love this dude. This guy gets truly and honestly good point. Great statement, sir. Very interesting. Any thoughts, peeps? Exactly, Whitney.
I think Dylan and Bethany chose to leave the house. Maybe that's what,
They definitely made decisions to do whatever they did.
Yeah. So. Oh, jeepers creepers.
Very bad decisions, according to
bad. Bowie.
Yes. Yeah, that was a good one, Travis. You can hear us. And thank you, Bianca. Yeah, guys, make sure if you have not yet subscribed to Travis D. Logic, please do it. You're missing out for sure. You think they left now, huh, Mike?
I don't know, man.
I don't think they both did. I think it's possible that Bethany may have. I think Dylan was there the whole time, though.
Well, just a week prior, Bethany said she heard a scream outside her window, but it was a playful one, but it still scared her. So she called somebody to come pick her up.
Because she was afraid of a playful scream, right?
Yes. So the fact he couldn't answer that question, whether she left or not, and the fact of what she did just 7 days or less prior.
But yeah, they leave the door unlocked because if people just want to go there and they're having a bad time, it's just a place to go.
Yeah. I think she may have left for a period of time and came back right before the 911 call. Truly and honestly. And then again, and here's another reason why I believe this, because I think this is just my opinion. Okay. Absolutely my own opinion and nobody else, because I know I have to say it like that. I think the phone calls that were made to mom, dad, the house were not because she had a toothache.
Yeah.
I think they were, I'm scared. What the hell do I do? Please help me and give me some advice. And then Jenna McClure shows up right behind the police. I think she was going to leave, period. I think she left, came back because she was told, you need to come back here. We need to deal with this. And she didn't want to be there. She was standing across the street by the fucking telephone pole, you guys, away from everybody. Okay? Everybody. She did not want to be part of, her body language tells the whole story. She did not want to be part of that situation, in my opinion, at all. Jenna shows up, but she couldn't leave because they said nobody's going nowhere. And she knew that. And I'm telling you, again, during her interview, can I still go home for Thanksgiving? And then the girl disappears and doesn't come back for years, okay?
Yeah.
Come on. No. I don't. I think she, if anybody, was the one that left.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think Dylan was there the whole time. I could be wrong, and I'm okay with that, but I don't know. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that one. it pisses me off actually that she thinks that people are going to believe that when she called her dad, it was to ask him what to do about a toothache.
Yeah, dude.
Little girl,
you're a dentist as a customer for over 20 years, and I see him once a week, and I wouldn't know what to do with such things. That's his daughter.
Your daddy's been a dentist your whole life.
Yeah.
Okay, meaning you were raised in the house with your daddy as the dentist.
You
don't need to
have
call
teeth
him and ask him
problems
what
from
to
the
do
get.
with a toothache. You know this already. You know what I mean?
She probably has
That's just
perfect
my
teeth
opinion.
anyways.
I don't get it. I don't. Is Kim still here?
Oh, maybe she's taking steps.
Oh. Ooh, Witchy said, I think Bethany got into Jenna's car, but they encountered Warner pulling up as she tried to leave. That's why Jenna turned around and parked. Well, no, I don't think so, because when Nunez gets out of the car, you see Bethany standing there. It's clearly she's standing there when he gets out. And then Jenna pulled in behind Nunez.
Yeah.
Or no. Yeah. Jenna pulled in behind Nunez, if I remember seeing the video right.
It's like she was at the Whites.
Right. Something like that. And the only problem with that whole thing, though, is when she does the initial 911 call is her. And then you hear Dylan say, when they say, is she breathing? And Dylan says, I don't know. Come on, Bethany, we got to go check. And she says, no, we have to. Bethany didn't want to go back in that house. Again, these are my thoughts, guys. It doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It's, and of course you guys definitely don't have to agree with it, but.
Didn't Ethan's brother twin, didn't he live in the Whites?
Chapin, he lived in the Sigma Chi house. He's something we're going to be talking about more often this coming week, too. Hunter Chapin.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions being asked about him at this point. Anybody else have any thoughts besides me on that? Or are we all going to sit super quiet and let me talk all night by myself?
No, I guess I just went to the recent thing of, is that the Chapin standing down in the corner?
I know. I can't. I have a super zoomed in photograph of that now. Somebody sent me. I can show it to you. I still can't tell. It would be crazy if that was true.
Can't tell what?
If it's Jim and Stacy Chapin standing.
Oh, you might not have seen that.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Hold on, I'll show it to you real fast.
Tomboy
The
brought
copy
this
that I
up.
got. Yeah, she brought this up a while back. Somebody mentioned something to her. That it's believed that in the one body cam video that Jim and Stacy are standing down on King at the intersection, watching from
I mean,
a distance.
It would make sense why that guy put his hand over his body cam. I mean, he would have no other reason to.
Well, that's what I think brought it to made me go, what the hell? Like, why would he do that? That's a good point, Mike.
Why would they blur the people out also?
Uh-huh. Yeah, let me find it here. Somebody sent me. Thank you, by the way, for doing that.
When you were talking about where Bethany.
Oh, there she is.
Where Bethany was, where Dylan was.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't have to do this if they would just show us all their phone records and everything. So,
well, of course, they're not going to do that. If they did that, we would probably figure it out, Kim.
Especially the hidden ones, huh?
Well, if there's nothing to hide about it, just show us. Like, what's the big deal?
I agree.
You think you would want to kind of branch off of your big boom, huh? That you got the guy, huh?
Yeah.
PhD guy.
Lead with it. With it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the
You're
photograph.
so upset that the internet is like, how dare you? We keep talking about them. Then put the information out there so you can shut us all up and like show that yes, they were there all night and there's no issues. Like there's nothing to see here with their phone communication. Here's their phone records.
And that is the only reason why there is any speculation about any of that, because we don't have the actuality of it.
Isn't Jim Chapin shorter than Stacy?
Yeah.
This would be Jim. That would be Stacy. This is them.
The way
I was looking the other way.
I feel like the lady, I don't feel like Stacy would go out the house looking like that.
I personally don't think it's them.
I don't either.
But it could be somebody for him to block his camera.
Yeah.
Well, it had to be, because as he's walking up on them, as soon as he turns towards them, and the hand goes over the camera, and then he moves and then it goes back over again.
Karen Laramie, is it?
Well,
I don't.
They head down there to pick up Kaylee and Maddie for lunch.
How about you do a poll, Joey?
Oh, that would make sense.
It would, but it's hard to tell.
That would make sense.
Yeah. And now that I'm looking at it, the one that is wearing the, damn it, now I got to pull it back up. Damn it, Logan. Hold on.
One other thing about this footage, it's more the 1112 camera.
That could be Karen right there. I agree with that. That could be.
Yeah. That in the pink coat. I think
definitely.
The tan coat looks like a guy to me.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's Scott.
That
it's
could definitely
scarf.
be.
Is that a long scarf?
Kimmy,
Well,
oh my God.
Now that I'm looking at this, Logan, this looks like it could be blonde hair.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Right. So good call. Damn it, Logan. Again.
Yeah. That's what I said. She wouldn't go out of the hair looks whack.
Who?
No.
Chapin?
Yeah, she wouldn't go out of the house looking like that.
Well, I mean,
especially if she drove. No.
When it comes to you losing a child, Mike, I think that'd probably be the last thing you're thinking of. But I don't know. Maybe
looking at the back of her, it just looks like her hair's pulled back in a ponytail or something.
I don't think.
All right.
You're only looking at the
jacket would be in her wardrobe. Personally,
she might have full makeup on and cute earrings.
We'll find out someday. Trust me.
Oh shit, that's a long one. Hopefully we do.
But in her interview, she's kind of a plain Jane, right?
I was gonna say she doesn't seem to wear makeup at all.
Stacy Chapin, when she got the call from her son, she was grocery shopping. She was in the grocery store.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the theory behind that, Logan, you obviously didn't hear all that. Was that it very possibly was Hunter calling them earlier, like around 4 a.m. and saying, "Hey, Mom, this is what happened," and they took off at that point and told a different story. That's the whole theory behind that.
Got it.
That breakdown. So, and I know you hadn't heard that yet, so that's why people think what they think on that one. I think
the one thing I loved about Stacy Chapin talking about their drive back is that she lost cell phone. She lost cell phone reception driving through the Palouse. I'm like, oh, really?
But Brian Koberger can't do that.
Yeah,
his phone can't do that. He shuts his off.
Who'd you think that was in that picture?
Karen, Maddie's mom and dad. Stepdad.
So I wonder if we go to the, and you know, somebody goes to the police station video. I bet you could find
to
that
see what they're
jacket.
wearing?
Yeah. I wonder if that,
Good call, Mike.
Yep,
Yeah.
that is a good call. Damn it, Mike.
I'm
Hold
a
on.
stickler on, because I'm a stickler on this. That is not them.
You're a sticker?
I have to. She would not go out in the house in that shit. I'm telling you. She's plain Jane, but
All right, Bubba, don't lick it, baby.
All right, hold on
Lick,
here.
Bubba.
Give me 1 second.
Don't lick.
I can fulfill.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, sweet. You are the one, buddy.
I wish I was the one.
You stop it.
If I was the one, some other things would be a little bit better right now. I'll just say that. 1 minute. Oh, shit, I forgot about that video too.
Uh-oh.
Did the Chapins do an interview recently?
Recent? Like,
Yeah,
how recent? Because the last one I
Like,
saw was like,
past few days this
Ooh.
week.
oh,
Why do
I
feel
don't
like
know.
somebody did.
I feel like somebody did too. I thought it was them.
Maybe it was an infomercial.
I don't know that. That's a good question. But we can find that out very easily, I'm sure.
Just swab now. 199 Chapin. www.
Are you laughing at La Fugitiva?
Yes.
I know that too. That was a good one.
That is quite funny. Yes.
Son of a biscuit.
Karen?
She's got a little bit of like substitute teacher vibes.
Hey now.
Hey now. I mean,
Open mouth all the way up to the knee, Mike.
maybe we should do a yes/no poll on. No, Kim didn't wear velour. Those were the older women. Oh my god, I had some.
Where what?
Crush
These-
galore.
Yeah.
Jesus, Mike.
Oh my god, there was
I'm
some.
the cool teacher, Mike. I'm the cool teacher.
We had,
Someone asked, is Kara still locked up? No, Kara is in a
Doing good.
religious. She's in a religious cult now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which
Doing-
I keep thinking is a great place to hide, don't you think?
I mean, a lot
To
of
be
people hide behind
protected.
religion.
Good
Oh
place
my
to
God,
be
yeah, Kim.
protected.
Yeah, within the church, within that type of, yes, you are absolutely correct. Especially if you think somebody might be after you.
That's what I think.
You know
Alright.
what's my last defense in this? That we'll at least see the Chapins, and my point will be proven that she doesn't dress like that.
I don't.
Mike's
I don't-
concerned about the wardrobe. He's the wardrobe patrol. You know, when you guys were talking about Jenna McClure,
Oh yeah.
does anybody know where she lived? Where did Jenna live?
I did know that. I thought. Where did they say she lived at? I swear it was in the
Did
not the
somebody say-
white. Man, nope. I got my
Was she
mind.
in the sorority? Was she living in the sorority?
She may have been, but I swear we saw. I'm thinking of somebody else, so ignore me.
So was Jenna Pi Beta Phi?
La, 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 la.
That
don't-
I don't know.
I don't know that one yet.
Well, this is screwing me, Joseph. This ain't gonna work.
Nope.
They probably edited them out. I know.
Well, either that or they just hadn't gone there at that point, or they were already there.
Thanks.
What story did she tell us, Stacy, when they went there? You guys remember?
I don't, but I think it had something to do with them and their travel, right?
They got there late though because she had to
Yeah.
wait. So she was in the grocery store. She talked to her husband, but he was like an hour away from their home, or at
Right.
least an hour. So she had to wait for him to come back. Then they took off.
No, they're not in here. Nobody other than these kids, at least that we can tell.
Check.
Other than the kids. Well, wait a minute. Who's that?
But you know something we need to keep track of is who all got new phones, because Hunter Chapin, apparently, I don't know where that's documented though. Where did that come from that his phone, that he didn't have his phone anymore? Do you guys know?
I don't know where it came from. I just remember when I heard it that
that's got to be verified, but
him and Chief Jenkins got a new phone that was put out.
Yes. Molly got a new phone.
Molly got a new phone.
Caleb Jacobson. No, wait a minute. Caleb Jacobson. Yeah, Caleb Jacobson, that last interview that just came out this week. I'm pretty sure he said he got a new phone. Then people were saying, no, he said Hunter Johnson got a new phone. And I'm like, wait, what? Did I hear that right? Wrong?
And
that's his roommate and his cousin. Yeah.
The wiretap.
So Caleb Jacobson is saying, oh, I wasn't in town. And then when I came back, while I was gone for the weekend, I never looked at my phone. And then when I came back, I got a new phone.
Yeah.
Another coincidence.
I struggle with that, Kim. That this kid never looked at his phone while I was gone. I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
And again, with these kids, I'm not saying they committed the crime. I'm saying what is on their phones? What is on their phones that they are like, it's such a big deal and they're hiding.
Barstow, that one there, Barstow, Jesus Christ, that dude was like going to fight somebody over his phone.
Yeah.
They definitely have more loyalty to the telly than their friends.
Yeah, and Pav didn't want to bite on that. I was trying to say how I'm trying to connect his theory with
he just don't want to get down with the friends.
They're the perps and they have to do with drugs. And then every single fraternity and every single sorority and every single college kid connected to this is zipped lips. And anything they do say seems to be hesitant.
I just don't think he's ever hit the frat angle because he was always just dead set on the guys.
Well, yeah, that's the important work. But I'm just looking at, he's already done it. I don't need to redo it. No one needs to redo it. Yeah. But I'm like, why are these kids so quiet? It's important, I think.
Could phones needed to be gotten rid of because of some sort of snuff-like?
Ooh.
Oh, footage on the phone that
it would have to be really bad, right?
Yeah.
See, that's why I went back to Barstow, because Barstow said, I'm a freaky dude. Like, what the fuck does that even mean, bro?
Yeah.
Meaning what? That you got some shit on there that, and he was freaked out about his phone. So.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he knew what to say, and he was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna do my Buff Bagwell thing. What I would tell my boys. Oh, I'm a freaky dude."
Yeah, right. Well, it was either something that was filming drugs, or you got some dirty shit on there that you filmed you weren't supposed to.
Hazing shit. You never know.
Or that, hazing stuff would be a big one. But to say I'm a freaky dude, it takes me in the sexual direction. So. Let me see.
You never know.
Yeah, I think that it was kind of strange that Hunter's phone needed replaced after that night. Truly, I agree. Hunter Chapin. I now question the jacket that I thought may have been Pete's. Okay, again, thinking it could be Hunter's.
So pin all those people to the people in the house that have the missing information they can't get. There has to be a trail to that, right? Why was Hunter always? There's a lot. How did Hunter know so early? Number one,
and that's what takes me back to me having that fit that night when I saw that blue jacket balled up underneath the TV, and then realizing that Hunter Chapin was definitely wearing a blue jacket that night, and going, wait a minute, hold on. I thought that he was the book timeline made us believe that Ethan was driving the black vehicle. They went to the Hunga Dunga. Hunter was with them. They were there whenever because I do believe some shit went down at the Hunga Dunga that night for sure now. And then they left. And then he stopped at the Sigma Chi for 10 seconds, dropped somebody off, I'm guessing, went home. Or was Hunter driving the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped at Sigma-Chi and dropped off Ethan.
Because they were over there partying.
Yes, and it was stated that, oh, dude,
Me and
it was stated that Ethan, when they were, Pete said when they were leaving, they gathered up their stuff, including his jacket, if I'm correct, and then they left. When he went to the aggro.
We don't really know if like Xana met him there. So if he gets out of the truck there, she meets him there, or does he go home and they go together?
That's what I'm saying. It can go a couple ways, but
it shouldn't be like that because everybody else was at that house.
Well,
and I still think there was a party there that night. I'm telling you.
I do too. Here's something else I was thinking based on Caleb's interview. So they all went to Kayla Nguyen's house or apartment at the Whites. And I believe she was at the top left. And so they're there like 2:30 to 3. And then Caleb said that he was playing video games with Ethan at 6 o'clock. And no, like I don't have anything on Ethan's timeline from like he leaves Kayla's like before 4 p.m. like right before 4 o'clock. So we'll say 4 p.m. No one knows where Ethan's at from 4 to like hunga dunga time, right? Till the Explorer leaves his house at 7:19. That's like over 3 hours.
Well, according to anybody else, if you ask him if he's playing video games, he must have just snuck back in the frat house. Yeah, my ass.
Well, I'm just using common sense. Like if I'm hanging out with my friends up at Kayla Nguyen's house and they're drinking and everything, and my other friends live in another apartment a few doors down, and we meet, maybe they come up, we meet outside, whatever. Hey, this is boring. Let's go. I think he went to Caleb's house and played video games. Caleb, it's hard when you listen to him to decide if he said it was an online game, but you play an online game when you're playing it. It doesn't mean Ethan has to be somewhere else playing it. Yeah. It just makes sense to me that they would all be in Caleb's apartment. And then he's like, all of a sudden, I got to go, which means at 6:30, he's like, I got to hurry up and go get ready for the hunga dunga. Not a big thing, but it's part of his timeline. If that's not it, then where is he playing the video game?
Yeah, that's a good point. I think you're probably pretty good on that.
Maybe at the fraternity, like you said, he would.
I think that's a joke. But what I think is an interesting comment, and I forget who it was from, was I can't remember if he was in his nice clothes or not.
Who?
For what?
Remember one of the kids that was with Ethan said, I can't remember if he was in his nice clothes or not.
It was Pete, right?
Yeah. And if that 12:28 Linda Lane footage is Ethan and Pete, he wasn't. Okay. At 12:28, he had changed out. And I almost feel like if Xana went to the party and was there waiting for him, that she took his clothes for him to change out of there to be there. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Or he went home and changed and then went. Either way.
Yeah.
But I would probably go home and change. I don't know.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one, 100%. And we do see his clothes on the floor in her bedroom. So I don't imagine they would come home and take everything out of the bag and throw it all over the place rather than just changing and leaving it where you were standing. You know what I'm getting?
I think it's a weird tidbit because I believe that's Pete in that video too on Linda Lane, and he does not look wasted or sound it.
Well, at that point, no, not really.
He couldn't remember if he was in his nice clothes or not. I mean, could just be me.
Oh, you're talking about Pete, right? I got you. No. I agree with that. He should. Well, considering some of the things he did remember, you shouldn't have been able to remember those things, but you can't remember what you had on. Come on. That's a problem. That is a problem. Wait, where'd that come from?
Read that.
Why were Ethan's boxers
frat room being used at Ethan's private man cave?
Wait,
you know where that came from. You know where that came from.
Where's
My name is Jeff.
What question? Oh, that one. I swear Kim misses.
It's just such easy connections, you guys. Oh my God, I'm so dumb.
That's not very nice there, Mr. Jippa Jippa Jippa. We don't need to be like that.
Plus, didn't I say the other option was that he was at the frat? Like, pretty sure I said that.
I think that is
pretty
just
sure.
That's a trashy comment.
You did. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
We need to show respect to people.
That's distracting.
Pav left. He was on for a couple hours.
We actually had him like almost an hour longer than we were supposed to. So, yeah, that's true. That is true, and that's something that we saw in the timeline. So that's something to remember too. So good call, Sluther.
But
you know, the other thing that Cy made perfectly clear to me is that it is off limits to talk about Ethan and Xana's whereabouts.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
He had those phone records, right? Someone asked him, like, did you only deal with Brian? No. And it's in his report.
No, he was dealing with everybody, he said.
Did you see that?
He didn't write about them in his report.
Did you see that little post that Lucy put up today with the camera on the whites?
No.
It would have been facing the band field where they would have did. Yeah.
There has to be a camera on the whites,
and
and
it was back
had
then.
to have gone door to door at the whites. You cannot convince me. They knocked on every house up and down that street.
Yeah.
They knocked on every door at the Queen Road Apartments. You know, they knocked on every door at the whites.
It's in the background of the girls taking pictures that year, that day.
Ooh,
So, yeah, it's not bullshit.
Good find. Is Lucy still listening?
No, she's probably.
Which post was it, Mike? I'm looking right now.
It was today, I think. It should have been. It's got a big red
thanks,
circle.
Benny Murphy.
Do what?
I just thank you. Someone was defending me.
Just saying. 3 days ago.
It's got a big red circle around it. You can't miss it.
1 day ago. 1 minute.
Unless I traveled back in time. Doubt it.
Hold on. It's a community post?
Oh, fudge-rooney.
You said post.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Are you sugaring me?
No. The only thing I see.
Gosh. Pooh Bear's Honeybee just told. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, is it ready?
It couldn't have been with Caleb because Caleb was at his dad's house.
Yeah.
He could have been with Jordan, the other roommate.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Back to Ethan, where he was playing the video game. He could not have been with Caleb because Caleb was at his dad's house Sunday morning. Yes.
Got you. Yes. Till 8 a.m. that morning. That is correct. Yeah, I don't see any posts, Mike.
Yeah, me neither.
One
I
with
don't think
question
I'm that
mark.
delirious either. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It was there though. It's in the background of the girls in pictures, so. But it's there.
We kind of are. Guess me.
That's a compliment.
I agree. Thank you, Paul Dago. Last one you realized this podcast. You put your heads together. We try. We definitely try.
Maybe she shared it.
I have a question. If Cy said that they had Brian's name in 3 days at the most, why wouldn't they continue to interview everyone? Hold on. Did he say that?
He said they were on to him.
Yeah, and I'm the one that pointed out that we had a source tell us in our channel here, our community, that there was within 3 days they knew Brian's name. That came from me, not Cy. But he did say that they had his name a lot earlier than they claimed. That they, like Kim said, they were onto him a lot earlier than they claimed.
Maybe it was a dream, Joseph.
Don't start, Dylan.
It looks that way.
Yes. You're fine, Gulf Coast. It's not. Everybody does. Don't even worry about it.
I'm confused right now, honey.
What, Logan? What'd you say?
I said I'm confused right now, honey.
It seemed like you have been for a little bit.
I forgot Caleb wasn't in town on Saturday.
I was going to ask you if you were still here a few minutes ago, but I didn't know.
Oh
Shut the hell up.
Jeez.
You just had that look in your eye, like,
So
who's on first?
what have you been hiding on me about?
Yeah. All right, so let me ask you guys in the chat, and please do the Q thing because I'm dumb. We know I'm dumb. Just ask Bib; she'll tell you. What if you have any questions that you want us to try to answer or discuss, throw a Q in the chat, throw your question in the chat. I want to see what you got to say.
I wish we would have asked Pav. Someone wrote this, Becca, in the chat. Why did they let him? If we would have asked Pav why they let him drive back to Pennsylvania,
I've asked that question 75 times, Kim.
Yeah,
But I think because they didn't have, this is just my opinion on this one, they didn't have solid evidence to arrest him, okay? Because we know why they didn't. They never did. So I think they were waiting on some people think that whole drive to PA was how they got his DNA. I'm not saying I believe that, but there's people that do think
off
that.
his license.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's definitely people that believe that. I agree with you, Beach Babe. I think we're gonna get one made for her. Your goose needs a Gerald shirt.
Oh my goodness!
Look at just Melbourne Pat's comment. Do
you think the SD card that was given to, I think, Gunderson was another camera that ooh.
Yeah, baby.
That's pretty wild.
Probably
the one that he just threw on his dashboard and said, "Yeah, I'll put it." Yeah, that's an interesting point.
And said, "Hope I don't lose it," something like that.
Because why do I feel like the one? I don't know. Why do I feel like the light bulb camera didn't have a chip?
It didn't have. They had problems with it. They had it 17 days, and they broke it and everything. They couldn't get the information off of it. Remember? So
let's think about
But
that.
Jack D got in it that day.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
The chip, a light bulb camera. Does it have a chip?
Remotely.
I don't think it does.
It is a phone app, is what it was.
Okay, so where's this chip thing come into play? Tater chip.
I got a potty.
Hey, just do it.
Good. That's
and get coffee.
That's a good one. Where's that exact SD card?
Hey.
And Taylor, go get it.
Well, Kim, you realize she did the best she could. You know.
Oh my God. On the body cam, the officer makes a point to say it was the only camera in the area. Yeah, I know.
My name is Jeff.
We'll see if that FOIA I put out there. I know it's going to get denied, but I asked for anything and everything outside of the 1112. So in detail. So we'll see what happens, but I don't expect anything.
I'm just saying, I know we saw the girl give it to the girl gave it to someone else and someone else gave it to Gunderson, right?
What you talking about, Willis?
I didn't see it.
Oh, the thingamajobber.
The SD card. I'm just saying there could have been a little magic trick in there with like more than one thing.
Yeah, that definitely played Davey. That's for sure. You ever watch David Copperfield live, Kim?
Yes, I forgot about him. Do you think it's too much for people to wrap their heads around that multiple groups were involved? I don't.
Maybe mainstream media.
I don't go down. I don't think that, but I'll listen.
Well, wait. No. What do you mean by multiple groups involved in, and as in what? Just to clarify that.
Like other,
as in like people that were involved in the murders, or multiple groups involved in. Define that just a little bit, if you don't mind, please. Thank you, Witchy.
Well, I've heard some people think that like it was one set of perps that could have killed, up on the 3rd floor, and then another set of perps that killed on the 2nd floor. And I just think that's too much of a coincidence. Like, I don't know. To me,
I'm kind of lost in, Kim. After that hat you were wearing when we rolled out, what are you wearing to Lollapalooza?
It depends what the weather's going to do, but I usually I don't have my word. I don't have tickets yet. My God.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yes.
How much are those things?
I've been on the wait list since March 19th.
I think, just looking at the chat, I think some of us like forget things that I don't remember seeing that, but I know it exists. What? That whole handoff thing. I remember seeing Gunderson throw it in his car, and whoever handed it to him, but I didn't see the beginning part of it for whatever. I don't remember it, only because I was probably distracted. But I know it exists because
that's a good point, though. Because, I mean, yeah, I ain't gonna go into it. You wouldn't just unscrew that light bulb. Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Right, it does make more sense.
I gotta.
Did y'all notice that Cy said he evaluated all 5, including Kaylee's phone? I thought they couldn't get into her phone.
They sent it to Walla.
That's a good point, Halls. That is a good point. Unless he did it. No, because he would have been. They're still saying they have trouble. They're having trouble.
Well, and something that I heard recently was like the G's said, they didn't want them to go any further into there, which was like into the phone of Kaylee. Who knows? This was recent, like in the last 2 days. Who knows?
What the hell?
I don't know. You tell me.
I'm not sure about this, but I thought Steve put a camera up on the 11th. No, not that I've ever heard of, Sparkly.
Mm-mm.
I'm sure there's rumors out there about stuff like that, but I've never heard of that before, ever. That would be insane.
He didn't care that much.
Yeah, well. Whose body cam was that? I know why, because I didn't finish the body cam. That makes sense. I'm trying to remember some stuff. Sorry.
No,
Thinking out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking out loud. I think the Delts threw the pool party, Maddie, and all of them liked the Instagram and went to that somehow Brian was invited to. How did Big Man Mason let him in with all of them back and dry? I don't know about.
When was this pool party?
We'll say again.
I wonder when this pool party was.
I don't remember the date offhand. I'd have to read it out of the document, but it was. I think it was in July. Was it the 4th of July?
You really think Brian was there?
He was at the one, for sure.
He must have been jumping out of his socks, bud.
I don't know.
I can't see him doing that.
Who is Natalie Gauze? Does anyone know? I just saw a video of Kaylee with a pumpkin, smashing the face and said something about. No, I don't know, Lori. I'm sorry. I've never heard that name before. Ever.
July.
Have a great night, SRB. Thank you for joining us tonight. What time is it? Oh, it's only 9:30. Okay.
Hi. Welcome
Guys,
back.
please make sure that you're hitting the like button.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Miss Logan.
I got to show you something really cool.
All right.
Show us something really cool, please.
Oh, what is this? What is this?
Gatorade in a can. Throwback Gatorade in a can.
Huh. Ain't that some shiz?
Isn't that cool?
How much does that cost?
I think I got it at the pantry.
Yes. The pantry gives off things that we've never seen before, ever.
Yes. Gatorade in a can. Throwback.
Cool. Does it taste like regular Gatorade?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Super cool.
The original was always my favorite. Always. I don't like all these new crazy flavors.
Ugh. Especially the zero stuff. Ugh.
I kind of like the zero stuff.
That's
I
the
know.
stuff that I actually drink because I don't drink anything with sugar in it now.
Surprise. It's okay. If it's hot, oh my God.
I'm going to be going over that this week. North Carolina Mountain Man. Are you okay, Mike?
Oh, yeah. I'm good.
Yep. Good point, Freddie. I'm just trying to see if I'm missing anything.
Did you FOIA anything on what's his name, Mr. Mowich, last week?
Me or Logan?
I did. Yeah, I got denied privacy.
Already?
Privacy of.
Oh, they were waiting on that. They were waiting on that one to come through for sure.
Yep.
We're not going to get that. I've gotten no responses on mine. Kim got one response. We did ours the same day. They were accepted. That's the response I got, but nothing else yet. And my two that I put in that day were the Sadie Buck and again, I know it was probably a waste of time, but any and all audio and video within the neighborhood of 1122, and then I detailed multiple things that I wanted outside of the 1112 video. So Chris
I feel like that lady that took that video has some breadcrumbs she could add to that situation.
Meaning?
Like the whole situation, how they originally said he was wandering in the road, but she actually found him in the ditch. And
yeah, that's definitely.
You were talking about FOIAs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put in for ISP 179 is Maddie's ex-boyfriend. And everybody
Is that the one you had a response on?
Yes, I had to pay $108. I don't know what I'm doing, Logan. I'm just going through this for the first time. So they're like, put a deposit down. So I'm like, okay, I'll put like 25 bucks. And then it said like 108. I'm like, okay, if that's the whole thing, whatever. No, that's half.
Yeah.
That's half. And it's an estimate, right? So they can come back with.
Oh, they will. They'll come back and it'll be like, you'll think it'll be another 108 and it'll be like 206 or something. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
If real quick, I think somebody said that they were asking when the pool party was. I
That's
think this
at a
might be the one.
house.
Yeah, that's where it was, Mike. It was at somebody's house.
Oh, I thought it was at like an apartment complex.
No. There was this somebody that, yeah. So that's one of them. I know there was another one. July 29th would have been the one. I don't know if that's the one or if it's the other one that they had. But also, and I just lost my train of thought again. Damn it! I'm sorry,
I love it. I swear they don't like females over there at the FOIA thing.
I just think it's interesting that the attorney was charging out of that $217 for 150 minutes of work. 150 minutes. I'm like, that video better be 150 minutes long.
Yes, ma'am.
He charged me $3 or $1 something for 3 minutes of work by somebody.
Oh, that's what it was, Logan. Remember when it went for the one FOIA and you ended up getting double charged for it?
Yeah.
That is illegal. We have somebody that Tandy spoke with somebody that states if that were to happen again, first off, they deny it. You request it again. If they try to double charge you, that's highly illegal. They cannot do that. And this person said they will speak to them personally.
It wasn't necessarily a double charge. It was the estimate they gave me was so off that it was way more than.
But they still have to go with what they told you based on the way the law works. If they give you a statement of an estimate, it has to be. They have to go with it, whether it's their mistake or not.
Oh, I've paid extra for every single FOIA that I've gotten. Every single one.
That's bullshit.
That is wrong. It is not right.
Like the guy that they're interviewing,
back.
like, first of all, I have no idea who it is. Apparently his name's John Exene.
Who?
Don't know who that is. If it's an ex-boyfriend from like there, we found a photo of him with Maddie on the Hawaii trip they took with the Gonsalveses. That would be probably before they went to college. I do know that he's doing like victimology stuff, so it'll just be curious, I think, to see what he says. I'm also wondering, where did he go to college? Did he not? I think he's a car salesman now, so maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, you think he's the connect? That's what you're looking for.
I doubt it.
No,
I doubt it. I just think there might. I don't know. We'll see if there's some information there or not. But that's a lot of money.
it's interesting they would interview him though.
To go back that far.
Johnny, the car salesman.
Come
on down to Johnny's.
I think he goes by JT.
Oh, that's sweet. Good thing it's not. What's the other one?
Oh, maybe not. I'm confusing him.
Good thing it's not JS, huh? What? That's just weird.
I'm looking at a FOIA right now that I just paid. It was estimated at $31, and then so I paid the, $16 or whatever, $15.57, and then they came back and I had to pay another $46. So that was, and they do that. Obviously, the ones that are longer, like the interviews and stuff, are going to be $300, $400, $500.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild. These kids are over 18. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe I'll ask the community, like, if that is something I should even try to get. Like, do we want to raise the money for it or not? Because I'm gonna need
I
help.
would. I mean, why did they interview him? I mean, like, if he went back that far before she went to college, why?
Well, when I read that report, I was like, wait a minute, an ex-boyfriend, like, we've never heard anything about that.
Yeah, we hadn't heard shit about her friends that went up there at the freaking memorial and spoke on her.
And plus, there's a lot about them during that high school time, like the accident and the, who knows what went on during that.
Yeah. Yeah. Beep, beep, paging. You're muted, Joseph.
Logan, are you thinking of interviewing the EWU lawsuit Lana is?
I would love to. I just I wouldn't even know where to start or what to do. So I'd have to look into it.
Yeah, that's a good point. It would be a good interview, though. We don't get.
Lana's going to pretty much speak for all of us. Like,
I agree.
Yes, she's going to be like, and honestly, she has more than what EWU has. Like, EWU put in for, I think they wanted the whole case file, right? Like, like put in for that long ago, and they do this all the time, but they don't understand how many people have put in and what the prices have been and the redactions. Those are the things that are not currently being addressed in the lawsuit. And I personally reached out to that lawyer way long ago because I was like, why isn't anybody doing, like, I wasn't doing FOIA records requests at that time. I was like, why aren't any of you like trying to hop on that train? And so I just messaged the lawyer that's handling it. Never heard anything. And all I said was, there are many, many, many people out here that have been paying outrageous prices for way overly redacted information. They're not following the law, like nothing.
I wonder how many times they've gone into a lawsuit, and why would they be so concerned to go in a lawsuit over just getting this? Is it really that important to them?
Yes, because they are about the freedom of information.
I wonder how many other
they will
situations
file
they've run across.
If someone doesn't follow the law, they'll file a lawsuit. Like, that's what they do.
Wonder how that's worked out.
Lee filed to get the ABL records in May.
Mm.
Okay, he filed it in May, and has not gotten a yes, no, kiss my ass, nothing on it.
Shit.
And he's filed it again, I think last month, and still has nothing. So, and I think he sent a letter, he said, or an email finally that states that if he doesn't receive something, that he's going to go ahead with legal action. So I don't know.
He filed what?
A FOIA or a records request to get the ABL videos.
What the hell is that?
Audio visual, like dash cam, body cam, stuff like that, from that night, from all the officer ABL videos.
I think
that
it's
were
too
out.
widespread, and they're just gonna keep blowing them off. That's just an easy thing for them to do, in my opinion.
Well,
I didn't even mess with it.
He also like broke it down into like small increments as to what he exactly wanted, like specifying.
But he probably didn't even break it down. Did he break it down per officer? Because in my opinion, I didn't even mess with them, but they're just gonna go, ha, yep.
That I don't know. I'm just saying the ABL itself, though, is its own specific thing. When the way he worded it to me was that he requested the ABL records for every police officer working that evening, which is about as specific as you can get with that. So
I'm sure
that would be
he
their
put it
dash
together
cams, their
well.
body cams, and all that. So Tandy said people need to understand when you FOIA request, they will respond to you. They will respond to you even if the material isn't available. They won't ignore you.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, true to it. You are right. That is double taxation. We already pay taxes for that public service.
Yeah, they're taxing that
That's
ass.
the government. We pay for the government. Yes. They're double dipping.
Yeah, I think library cards are free, huh? Don't even start with me.
Well, I just don't. They clearly are not following the law.
No, they're
I
not.
looked it up. Like they're not. There is a caveat at the bottom of it, but they're supposed to do private information. Private personal information. But then there's always that little line that says and anything else of sensitive information or something like that. But
I wonder if the first little line when you being a 911 dispatcher, if you say, "Hey, you got somebody that's passed out. Hey, you check up for a pulse." I feel yeah. There's all these lines. It's a mess.
If I missed anybody's statements or comments or anything, some of them had rolled off. There was 1,000 people in here at one point, and it was. I know I missed stuff, so I promise you I was trying. It was very hard to keep up with all of that, and it was rolling off. The chat was moving pretty good. So, and plus we have 3 chats in here at one time. So, my apologies if I missed your statement. I promise you I didn't do it on purpose.
Imagine that with the sunglasses on.
That wouldn't have happened. No way.
Whatever.
I can't see him without glasses on. So.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still missing things. I saw that moonlit. Thank you. I'm just now catching up with some of this stuff. Do you see what I said about the multiple groups? I did. I think I even asked that one, Kellis. No way. I'm sorry, I can't do those anymore.
Oh man, there were some marathons.
No, Cy Ray's night almost did me in.
Oh, because you were all fired up after that.
I was. Dago went on afterwards, and I'm like, I need to go on there.
Give me that link. She couldn't get her stuff turned on fast enough, Joey. Her soundboard turned on, the lighting.
Yes. I was burnt out that night. I'm still burnt out from that one.
She even made shorts out of that. Oh.
No, I did not. I need to.
Oh, you know what? I think I messed up. Don't we have Carlos next weekend?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Jules. Oh,
I'm really excited about that.
Oh, shit. I screwed up.
Is it Carlos? What'd you do?
Remember?
Is it next weekend?
No, Carlos was the 20. Oh, wait. Yeah. What'd you do?
25th. Remember, I talked to Jules last night.
Well, can you just bounce it out?
Oh, we're working on it.
Okay.
I mean, whatever you need to do, but
No, you're good. I'll take care of my.
He was the guest first.
My mail screw up here.
Yeah, and just see if we can put her out the following weekend.
Oh,
that's all.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have you guys talk to him.
I'm really excited. Really excited.
I'm gonna make a list though of like the things that we need to present to him. We're gonna need documents. We're gonna need video clips.
So that's just so you guys know that next week, Carlos, Unique, I call him Mr. Unique, will be joining us, Miss Kim's husband, and Carlos is he's on the other side of the fence from us. I don't like calling him a guilter because he has got too much common sense. And he makes very good Project Carlos brainwash. There you go.
He will ask some good questions. I'm telling you. There's a reason.
He's solid.
Very, very smart and commonsensical. So
he
yeah.
stands 10 toes down.
And I think it's time that we
But he's open-minded. He is open-minded.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That's why I respect him so much. It's time that we have somebody that has an opposing theory from ours to discuss this and bring those things to the table so we can break them down. So I think that's going to be great.
He does.
Yeah, he's a very good guy.
Kim's got a rope around him underneath the table when they're doing it. Maybe that's why he's so
We're going to be in separate rooms.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, it'll be fun. And then hopefully, and hopefully Jules understands. She should be the following week after that if everything works out okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe I'll let him pull up right next to me.
Do I need to send any kind of like bumper pads or anything to you?
Well, see, I have 2 seats behind me because when we make our videos, we sit here and make our videos.
They'd be in those blow up rubber suits.
Yeah, right. MRI suits. Absolutely. So, do we have, what time are we here? Yeah, we're about there. Do we have any last thoughts on anything we brought up tonight? I think we pretty much covered a lot. Any final thoughts on anything? While we're waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and run through something real quick. Witchy, thank you so much for that. Whoever these go to, I'm just appreciative either way. Janet arrival, attempt to leave, changes mind, returns 11. Yes, absolutely. And Bianca, again with the membership, thank you.
Thank you, Bianca.
Welcome to Poodles and True Crime to whoever that went to. Moto, thank you so much for that, my friend. Appreciate that very much. Labs, thank you as well. And we will be looking into that. I wrote that down. Again, Labs, thank you for that one very much. So appreciated. Accomplished Day, welcome again, and thank you. That I did not hear. I'm gonna have to go back and listen for that. Very interesting.
Yeah, I missed that.
Agreed. Adriana, thank you for that. Who do you think was the guy who said that's it? Again, I'm curious on that myself still. Thank you, Miss Bianca. Again.
I think it looks like Demetrius.
It could be. That's a good call. Very interesting.
I ain't even going to say it.
Thank you again, Mountain Man, for that one. Gracefully Salty, congrats on becoming a new member wherever that was. L Price, thank you for that one. Well, LE get perjured themselves. Well, hold on. Will LE that perjured themselves be held accountable? They should. I agree with they should.
I wonder when Steve's brother was locked up.
I think there was perjury.
I agree.
Along with Brady, obviously.
Yeah.
Definite Brady violations for sure. And perjury. Yes, ma'am. Thank you again, Miss Jen. Very, very generous of you. And as well as that one there, as well as those 5. Thank you so much for those.
Jen.
The new peeps.
Jenny Jen.
We got the peeps in the chat.
You know when Steve's brother was locked up?
You mean the last time? I think it was 5 or 6 years ago.
I wonder if that pins around the time of this private investigation thing. So that
was it 2014? Why do I feel like it was 2014?
I know one of them was in 2014. I remember looking at them, but I thought that the last one was more.
Oh no,
I'm
but I'm
probably
trying
wrong.
to go
Don't
back
ask
to
me.
that private investigation thing. Like, what is that time to into that?
Yeah.
Like,
How
did
could
he
it
do
connect
something
to?
to gain access to like visit his brother or look at something?
Oh, that's interesting.
That is a good point. Good point. Again, Jen, thank you for those, and then Conspireling, always thank you, appreciated. For that one as well as that one, Conspireling again.
What is that?
Beaumont.
What is Beaumont? What is that?
Oh,
Mm,
I'll show you. 1 second.
yeah,
She's
I ain't
gonna
even gonna
show us
try.
Beaumont.
I don't think that's how it's supposed
Thank
to.
you, Moonlit. Beaumonde.
Mm,
I don't know how to say it.
oh yes, that is
Oh, it's
A
seasoning.
drink?
it's
It's a
Oh,
spice.
it's spices.
yes, boy Monday.
It's for
Beaumonde.
popcorn. It's for popcorn.
Oh, what does it taste like?
Oh man,
I don't know. She sent it to me, and I don't know what it tastes like yet. So I'm really excited. It's going to be my
That's
dinner.
so cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Moonlit, thank you for that one. Crime Tourist, thank you. Party on. Amen to that. Miss Sandra Kayoshi. Congrats and welcome to whoever that went to it because I can't see it from here. Ms. Bianca, again, thank you so much for that. And yes, we were very excited to have Pod here tonight. Ms. Holly, welcome to wherever you joined. Again, appreciated. Thank you, Bianca, for that membership as well. I'm sorry I can't recognize who the members are at this point, you guys. My apologies. K-Kaz, welcome. Congrats to the community. And again, another one for Bronxy. Welcome and thank you, Bianca. Very much appreciated.
Thank you, Bianca.
I think that goes back to everything if I didn't miss it. Thank you all very much for all of your donations and your memberships that gifted. Everything you guys have gifted. Thank you so much. But most of all, we absolutely just appreciate you guys being here, supporting us, and coming to this every week. And asking the questions you do and supporting what we're looking for, which is truth. Because we are truth seekers.
We are.
Yes, yes, yes. I don't think. Yeah, I know. That's why I just noticed that too. So, any last thoughts, Miss Logan, before we kick it for the night?
No, I just want to thank everybody for being here. And always, having wonderful conversation and chat, keeping the show going. Thank you to the mods for sure. I know they put in a lot of work over here as well. And I'm really excited for next week. I'm really, really excited for next week. I cannot wait. I know that he has to be open-minded, right, to be able to put up with us and agree to do the show. So
yeah,
I'm excited to have him on and pick
He's
his
a great-
brain. Pick his brain.
He's a great guy.
Thank you to the panel for having me. I appreciate all you guys very much.
Of course. And Miss Kim.
I loved that someone noticed that we have like a brother-sister relationship up here on panel. I love that.
That's what's up.
Agreed.
You all as friends, so I'm glad that it's seen. And love this show every Saturday night, and can't wait for Carlos to
Absolutely.
Yep. And thank you to all the mods and everybody in all the chats everywhere. We get to see all your comments when we're up here, even if you're not on our channel. So
correct.
Have a great Saturday night, you guys.
Yes. And Mikey.
Yo. I just would like to say that I didn't let that slide too far. I did catch it. But no, thank you guys for having me and everybody in chat. Everything is fantastic every Saturday night. I always look forward to hanging out with you guys and, seeing what we can get into.
It is fun.
Absolutely. Yes. I look forward to this every week. I wish we could do this like 3 times a week and it would be the thing, you know what I mean? But it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Because I always look forward to this, so absolutely adore working with you three.
I agree.
So that being said, you guys, of course, I want to thank everybody as always for joining us here. Pavarotti, again, thank you for taking time out of your life to join us. Thank you for allowing us to have him, Mrs. Pavarotti. So don't be too hard on him. Looking forward to next week with Mr. Carlos. Super excited for that one as well. Again, this is like the highlight of my week. Every week, you guys, always. So I can't wait to do this. As soon as we end the show, I'm ready to do the next one. So thank you again to Logan, Miss Kim, Mikey for being here, taking time out of your lives to do this with me. It means a lot. Thank you to all of these amazing moderators in every channel. Again, we couldn't do this, nor would we exist without you guys, truly and honestly. And the same goes for all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. We all know we would be nothing without you, and appreciate each and every one of you so much. Again, make sure that you guys don't forget to love yourselves and love each other, and please don't change anything, because that is what we all truly love about you, is you and who you are. And that being said, well, you guys know how this goes.
See you. Bye.
The verdict is in.
Have a great night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Love you all.
Thanks for coming through to the verdict room where we're seeking truth. Yeah, we're seeking truth. Hey. Last 24, they rewind it. True crime heads go find it. Breaking every angle, every track. Bronx telling tales, keeps us on track. Typically unique, never act. Being real, being sharp, being exact. Exposing every secret in the dark. Every little timeline, every mark. Welcome to the verdict room, where we're seeking the truth. Looking for answers, bringing the facts to you. They break it all down. That day goes cafe seats, working together, throwing revelations at your feet. Oh.
Crime scene chart, they erase that. Put the story back, then replace facts. Looking for the motive in the cracks. Red yarn on the board, then it snaps. Voices in my ear through the week till they hit play. Then we speak. Files on the table, case on the line. They don't just tell it, they define.
Welcome to the verdict room, where we're seeking the truth. Looking for answers, bringing the facts to you. They break it all down. That day goes cafe seats, working together, throwing revelations at your feet. From the Bronx to the world, let it ring. Every missing little detail that they bring. Dropping that gavel when they're done with the beat. Thanks for tapping in. See you next week. Welcome to the verdict room, where we're seeking the truth. Looking for answers,